All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We are here on another episode of the Market Close. It is Tuesday, December 16th. There's a lot of different things we have to talk about, but I think the first thing we have to do, because we have not done this in literally a year, is ring the bell for Tesla all-time highs, baby. $490, up 2.9% on the day. She did it. She did it. This has been the moment that everyone's been waiting for. Could Tesla break above 488.54, which was the previous all-time high? And Tesla did it. Honestly, she did it about like 20 minutes ago. Was breaking down earlier in the day, fell to 467, gapped up above 476, then fell back down again. And over the past hour has broken through 489, regardless of where it closes today. As long as it's above 483, I think will be an all-time high on the close, even if it's not an all-time high on the price. But if it does hold above that 488.54 level, then Tesla will be up 2.84% of the day and be green for the first time in a year in terms of reaching that all-time high level. The stock is now up 125% from the lows of April, and it is up 27% year to date. This is a stock that was fundamentally underperforming the S&P 500. The fact that the S&P, by the way, is down today, while Tesla and NVIDIA are up, is, again, this whole rotation narrative. You're seeing some of the winners of that rotation trade over the past week start to go red on the day, like Lilly and JP Morgan. So maybe some of that money is coming back into tech, but you're seeing some of that money leave the other players, and that's what's hurting the S&P 500. Tesla is leading the S&P today, up about 4% or 2.97%, 489 on Tesla. So we'll talk more in terms of what's going on with Tesla in a bit. We will have Technical Tuesday as well in about 10 minutes, and we'll get Jason on the show. Outside of Tesla, in terms of the other headlines that we had, a few things that I think were relatively important, but nothing too crazy from what we saw in the morning. We're not going to have any earnings today. We have Micron tomorrow. We have the Robinhood event at 9 p.m. So we are going to see that Robinhood event. I'll be live with Tanner and Roy for that Robinhood event. And I'll ask Jason if he wants to join us. If so, then we'll have Jason join us as well. We did get this tweet by Trump, which I thought Trump meant today, 9 p.m. he was going to have this meeting. But I read it wrong, and it's going to be tomorrow. Said, to my fellow Americans, I will be giving an address to the nation tomorrow night, live from the White House at 9 p.m. I look forward to seeing you then. It has been a great year for our country, and the best is yet to come. I don't know what this is going to be like. I don't know if this is some end-of-year event that he's going to be talking about, or if there's some specific address that he has to say from the Oval Office. If it was tonight, then it was obviously going to be interfering with Mr. Vlad's Robinhood event. But it will be tomorrow, and so we'll cover that tomorrow at 9 p.m., and we'll see what Trump has to say. And yeah, we'll keep going from there. Also, no, I did not sell NBIS. Please do not believe everything you see in the chat. There are a lot of trolls in the chat that, I mean, you try to get rid of as many trolls as you can, but people will just say nonsense and lies and then try to frame it as something real. So no, please do not believe everything you see in the chat. Trying to clean out the chat, but there's people that are just going to say random shit. So no, I did not sell NBIS. I'm bag holding my NBIS. You guys know my average, $97. Obviously not the best day for NBIS. A little bit of a worse day for CRWV. NBIS is recovering here, though, 81. It's actually flat on the day now. It was worse. Now it's at $80.99. But CRWV is the one that got hit the worst today. CRWV as well, still down 4%. IREN, did that one recover? IREN recovered as well. Look at that. All right. IREN got a little bit of a move as well. IREN was at what, 33, 34s on the lows of the day. That's up 2.9%. So IREN and NBIS not fully recovering. IREN got hit worse, so that one recovering makes sense. CRWV, though, not really getting any love, up from 67, but still down. You know what hurt CRWV is there was a Wall Street Journal article, that said CRWV's fall from grace, and it kind of went into like their debt situation in the world of AI, their correlation with OpenAI. And so I think that's why CRWV is down 4% of the day. S&P 500 also getting a little bit of a pump into the close, which makes sense. Hard to imagine Tesla up 3% and the S&P red. Apple as well getting a pump. Google still down because of Broadcom. NVIDIA 177. Where is Broadcom? Broadcom right there. Wow, 342. This thing was stuck at 338 the majority of the day. Amcor 40. Still down 8%, but up from 38, which I think it did get to today. Bitcoin as well, 87.6. So you got some of that green. IONQ got an upgrade to $100 today. That's why that's green. Got Rocket Lab that was at 52 in the morning. That's at 55. Not too bad. Galaxy's flat on the day. Applied Digital was down 10% yesterday. Now it's back up 5%. So these data center plays, again, volatility is the name of the game. That's another reason I'm not selling my NBIS. I mean, this thing can fall to 73 quickly. It can go up back to 100 quickly. Like, the reason I bought NBIS at its core, outside of the valuation, and at around $95, I thought the valuation was fair. At $80, I don't think the valuation is that much better or that much worse at 110. So it's like, to me, this is the range where you either decide, do you want to be long the neoclouds or not? And then you have your pick, right? IREN, NBIS, CRWV, Applied Digital, Galaxy, CleanSpark, Bitfarms. There's a variety of names. NBIS is one that to me feels the most holistic out of it. But you just can't be that reactionary to the intraday price movement, because it will move for whatever reason it wants to move. And part of the reason it was moving over the past couple of days is obviously Oracle, which continues to try to keep its investment bond rating as high as possible. Oracle right there also going green on the day at 188.86. So a good day for Oracle after a pretty ugly day yesterday with Broadcom. Netflix right there, 94.64. As that one also goes green. Let me know what people did in the chat today. If you bought anything, sold anything, did anything different. Also, NBIS is just, it's not a big enough position for me to like meaningfully trim. First of all, I'm not up on the position, so I wouldn't trim on it. Second of all, it's just not a heavy position yet. If I was going to trim something, it would be something that I'm heavily in that I also have profits on. Like, that would make sense for me to trim. But NBIS down 10% is not that to me does not count as a tax loss. A tax loss harvest is defined as a name that you fully have lost faith in, like Misty, for example, or it just didn't work your way because Bitcoin didn't help MicroStrategy this year. That's why it didn't work your way. Or it's a position that you just genuinely don't care about holding, at least for the foreseeable future. And that's what quantifies as a tax loss for me. Not a position that's red. Like, a position that's red, it's got welcome to investing, buddy. Like, yeah, your positions are going to be red, and they might be red for longer than you expected, but that's the life of an investor. So tax loss has to be more strategic to me, not just because the stock is not going in your direction. At that point, you're just, being a bit more emotional about the investment. Look at Tesla. We got 6 minutes into the close. It did touch 491. Maybe there's a world in which this can actually close above 490 right here. I see a bunch of people saying PayPal, SoundHound, Planet Labs, Amazon, HIMS, BMNR. Was BMNR green today? BMNR was relatively okay today, 2%. Again, it did touch that 42 level a while ago. BMNR is chilling at these levels. Rocket Lab sold some puts. Rocket Lab right there at 55.45. I mean, it's an okay day. It's not an amazing day, not a horrible day. If you're a Tesla investor, you've got to be ecstatic. But outside of Tesla, there's nothing that I'm seeing has Palantir, not a bad move, up 2.5, 188. This one's holding 180 pretty nicely. The fact that it's even holding the 180s, I'm happy about. Coinbase right there, that's up a little bit. Dutch Bros is up a little bit. Circle, huge day with Solana and Visa and issuing USDC stablecoin on those platforms. So all three of those names coming together was massive. Look at the JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. Both of those leading yesterday on the quote unquote rotation trade. Both of those down today as Tesla, NVIDIA, and Meta catch a bid. Like, this whole rotation narrative is crazy because there's truth to it. But then you convince people, all right, it's time to rotate. The day later, Tesla's up 3%. Meta's up 2%. It's like, okay, well, we rotate back into tech. I mean, it's quite hilarious sometimes how these names go back and forth. Do we have a Warner headline? Warner to reject Paramount offer as soon as Wednesday, sources say. Wow. Warner to recommend existing Netflix deals, sources say. This is from the Wall Street Journal. SoFi up 3% as well. Yeah, great day for SoFi. If anyone got this thing below 26 last night, I think yesterday got to like 25.30. Even in the morning, it was at 25.30. This one, not too bad, above 26.60. Yeah, so this is good for Netflix. It looks like Warner Brothers does not want the Ellison family backing them. Warner Bros. Right there at 29.15. That's down about 2%. The probabilities for the Paramount right here down 1% acquisition probably have gone down, as Netflix looks like they're going to be in the lead. And they might end up getting it. VG, that one's down. Nope, that one did hit 570. Now it's back at 5. I was talking to Chris actually before the show, and Chris told me that he did buy some more VG today. So Chris continues to buy this one. SoFi right there at 26.55. The quantum names, again, had a great day. D-Wave right there, that's up 7%. They all got upgrades from Jefferies, IONQ, that's up 8% on the day. Meta is also up 2%. Grab has been a stinker all day, 496. Again, I can't explain it. For those asking for an explanation, I just really don't have one. This is where you kind of just have to be patient and wait. I know no one likes to hear that, but nonetheless, that's the most you could say right here. but Grab still down 1% of the day. We are having that go-to meeting tomorrow, so we're going to see after that meeting what that has in terms of implications for the stock. Robinhood as well, big event today, 4%. I'll be streaming that event live. We'll see if that event has any meaningful implication on the stock. I think it will, just based on the level of products they're going to announce or the quality of products in terms of the business lines they're focusing on, which is AI. The market cares about that. And in prediction markets, the market really cares about that. But that stock holding 3%. And then even Microsoft flipping green. Even Microsoft flipping green. Rivian, was that green or red? That was red. Jason gave me some shit today about not buying Rivian at $14, which he deserves to give me some shit up. But like, I don't know, Rivian was going to come out with their own chip. I don't even think Jason thought Rivian was going to come out with their own chip. But they came out with their own chip. And the market got excited about that. We got 2 minutes until the market closes. We did have a bill that tried to get the House today on increasing data center build out. Here's an update on that, and then we will get the market close in the next 2 minutes. The Hood event's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be live with Tanner and Roy to discuss that.
Hey, morning, Carl. So this opens up a new front of risk for the AI trade. Wall Street, yes, it's already started pricing in the financial side of the AI build out, but what is not yet priced in is the political risk. So in those letters sent to Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, and 3 data center companies, including CoreWeave, the senators say AI data centers are forcing billions in grid upgrades, and households, not big tech, are footing the bill. So they point to data centers that are already consuming more than 4% of U.S. electricity, with government estimates showing that that could triple to 12% by 2028, driving utility investments that get passed through to ratepayers. Now, the blowback, it's not just happening in Washington. In Arizona last week, city officials unanimously rejected a proposed AI data center. In New Jersey and Virginia, rising electricity prices played roles in statewide races. Now, all of this matters because it ties AI infrastructure costs directly to inflation still.
You see how they said New Jersey? I'm telling you, my tinfoil hat is that my apartment lost energy last week because of these freaking data centers. It's part of it. But the point is, it looks like this bill is going to get through Congress. There's going to be a better chance for data centers to get out there. You have some politicians that are obviously afraid of electricity prices, what that means for inflation, what that means for the average consumer, what that means for affordability. But you also have the president who cares about investment, growing GDP, and obviously you need to incentivize data center growth in order to make that happen. All right, we got 30 seconds. All eyes on Tessie. Can she get that 490 close? Let's see, 20 seconds, 489.70. She got all the way to 491.50. Even if she doesn't get the 490 close, absolutely phenomenal day for Tesla right here, as this one is leading the Mag 7 on the day, up 3%, new all-time highs for Tesla. It is Tuesday, December 16th, 4 p.m. Thank you, everybody, for being here. The stock market is now closed. Tesla closes at 489.88, up 3% on the day. And that's what you get for Tesla. Now, tomorrow's going to be really important because, again, this was around the time last year where Tesla pumped to these levels and then just wasn't able to hold it. I do think, and I think this is objectively true, this run to Tesla, let's just call it to 500, run to 500, is way better than the last time it tried to do that. I mean, last time it tried to do that, there were so many things that weren't included in terms of energy growth, Optimus. I mean, like FSD, robotaxis weren't even on the road back then in December of 2024. So this is a way healthier run. The story is fundamentally different. Yes, the earnings multiple is aggressive, but obviously Wall Street's pulling a lot of that forward because they see the growth coming. And so I don't know if there's a world where this has to repeat what happened last year. I mean, it's possible, but if the story is different, then maybe the stock price is also going to react different. 490 right there on Tesla after hours, 489.88 on the close. S&P ended red. Down 0.28% on the S&P 500, 678.85. Grab ended red by about 1%. Rivian ended 4% red. IONQ was up 7%. Netflix getting a little bit of a bid after hours based on that Warner Brothers Discovery headline of them going to be rejecting the Paramount offer. Broadcom actually ended a little green after 2 days of red. CoreWeave continued to go red, down about 4%. Nebius got back above 80. Apple at 274. Google at 306. This one was right on the day based on Broadcom. Oscar right there. We are not going to have an ACA subsidy vote tomorrow. We are going to have a general vote on ACAs, but not on the subsidies. So the GOP healthcare bill will be tomorrow in terms of that vote, and we're going to see how that plays out. Amazon ended up flat for the day, tried to break above 223, but then came here at 222. Microsoft 476, Hoodie got the 119 close, ASTS at 68. That was also up about 1%. Palo Alto 186. Meta, great day, 657. Not bad. That one touched 662 at one point. ONDS was up 5% on the day. A lot of these stocks were red by like 5 to 7% at around 11 a.m. So you do have a reversal from that 11 a.m. time. The S&P 500 also holding up against the 21 EMA, which is also, well, it's not really close. It didn't close above it, but it definitely was closer than where it was early at 11:15. So we'll get Jason's technical thoughts on this, but this one is not horrible. S&P 500 right there, 678. And then the Qs at 611. Qs at 611, 0.75. Up 0.2%. That was the market for today. That's what we had. We'll have Jason on in a bit, but that was kind of the core stuff that happened today. Tesla really had most of the momentum. Again, we're going to see what Trump has to say tomorrow night at 9 p.m. as he is going to be addressing the nation. We also had to, I forgot to mention this. This was a big piece of news. I didn't play with this yet, but this was a very important piece of news. By the way, before we get into that, take a look at the stocks that hit 52-week highs today. Tesla was number one. Then you had Ford after they can't. One EV stock pumps because of actual progress on their EVs. The other one pumps because they're getting rid of EVs. It's quite hilarious. General Motors hit 52-week highs. Delta Airlines, Dollar General, Southwest, Dollar Tree. Like, why is Dollar Tree and Dollar General that are serving the low-end consumer pumping to 52-week highs in a world in which the consumer is not stable? We had that jobs report this morning as well. That was pretty important. Not too good, not too bad. I mean, it makes you really question this argument around the consumer. And I think there's more questions than answers there. Ross Stores, another retailer that was up. You had Novartis in the pharmaceutical space. Expedia, a travel company. The consumer can't be dead if Expedia is hitting 52-week highs. Like, this is not real. And that goes back to the argument from last week about Lulu and Abercrombie and Best Buy and Burlington. So you have some data that says student loans and subprime auto loans are delinquent at their highest level since 2008. And then you have Dollar General, which those same types of consumers are probably shopping at, is doing fine. So it really is a little bit of a mixed bag right here, but I think it's better than not to see these stocks get some of that momentum. Dollar Tree right there at 131 on the day. Goes back to confirm that K economy. That is correct. Okay, so Sam Altman, OpenAI, they put out a new model. I haven't played with it yet. Let me know if anyone did play with it. It's a competitor to Nano Banana, and that's what it feels like. It's called Images 1.5. It is ChatGPT. Basically, I mean, it's not Sora, but it's their version of Nano Banana, which is like a version of Sora. Sora is the video one, but this is more pictures. This is what Mr. Sam Altman tweeted today. And then he says it's a very fun way to easily get fun images in ChatGPT. So I don't know if anyone used this, but we are definitely going to be burning a lot more GPUs and compute into the ground to be able to make this AI. Yes, he definitely really did post that image of himself. I guess that was his form of marketing this. But there you go. So, I mean, I will try this out tonight and see what it looks like. I mean, Nano Banana is just on a different level, and so we'll see if this one can compare. But it is bullish for all the chip names because at the end of the day, they're going to need a lot more chips to be able to get that stuff up and running. NVIDIA right there, 177.72. That was 0.72% up on the day. Yes, it does beg the question, are we using GPUs just to make new images of random people? Yeah, I don't think it's the most productive use case of AI. I would rather it be used in like stuff that actually matters. But right now, from a consumer-facing angle, this is what they're focused on. And that's what ChatGPT is trying to go for as well. Harmsy says, apparently Delaware Supreme Court ruled in Elon's favor. Maybe this is why the new all-time high. I'll see if there's any headline on that. From my understanding, his new compensation package doesn't require the Delaware Supreme Court to be that strong for him. Kalshi says there's a 77% chance Delaware Supreme Court rules in Elon's favor. I'm not that deep into the case, but I thought the $1 trillion compensation package means because they relocated to Texas, right? So they don't need, or Texas, not Tesla. So they don't need Delaware's approval, but it could be wrong. So I'll look into that. But regardless, I mean, I think the real reason for Tesla is simply because of the fact that robotaxis are becoming much more real. And pretty much every analyst that came out today and commented on Tesla, they were like, yeah, we think the robotaxis are becoming real. We think we are seeing evidence of it. Because we're seeing evidence of it, we do not want to slow down. Yeah, it's not the same package. So it feels like it would be a fundamentally different argument at this case. All right, cool. So it is Tuesday. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, Tesla was the story of the day. We don't have any other crazy headlines. I will be live again at 9 p.m. We'll cover Robinhood's event. We had a bunch of stocks at 52-week highs. Market was relatively flat on the day in terms of the S&P, which is good based on the red that we saw yesterday. So the fact that it's holding on, but you're getting some new leaders like a Tesla is nice to see. Because it is Tuesday, we are going to get in the technicals. For those that care about technicals, for the next couple hours, we're going to be going through a bunch of different stocks and their technicals. And for those that don't, if you care about wanting to potentially learn about TA, then this will be the place for you. Without further ado, it is time to once again roll the intro.
Are we live?
Are we
audio
in a
check?
studio?
Audio check. I mean, we're kind of in a different studio. We are in a different studio. I had issues at the other one this morning. Apparently, there was some Comcast maintenance going on, so I don't have the greatest mic set up here. So hopefully it's all right.
No, you're still good. We can hear you, and we got a lot of.
We're
TAs.
on the cheapie. What is this? The Shure. I don't know. This is the USB one, MV7.
That's still a pretty expensive mic. Still pretty.
No,
expensive
it's not.
Mic. Well, it's not $500 expensive, but it's not.
I will say, if you're looking to do podcast stuff, it's probably the best value mic.
Yes, agreed.
If you don't know, it is the best value mic. How's that? But I don't even have
before we get started, I just want to show everybody.
Oh, look at that! That's
your
hot.
boy got some merch.
That's hot.
Mr. Paper Games.
Love it, dude.
Oh,
I like
got
it.
a lot of merch.
Next time I'm gonna move the logo like way up to your neck, so it shows.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit low, but still, it's legit. So
yeah, it's all good.
Own the gains, baby. I love it.
I think you're the only one that has. That's a series 1 of 1. Just so you know.
I love it. But, all right, so let's get started, Jason. We got to start off with Tessie because it's one of those.
Dude, Tessie's just on another level right now. Let me open the screen share for a second. Entire screen. All right, Tesla. By the way, I had to. It's Friday. Technically, it's Tuesday, so I had to give a shout out to Jess, who's out there watching. I got my 0%. 0% Stella. Can you see this?
I love it.
There you go.
There you go.
Good proof.
There you go.
All right. But yeah. So this is Tessie, man. This is a weird setup because I can't see the screen, us talking. But I got a lot of lines on this. Let me kind of clean this up. And turn off. So I got the timer here. We want to start with Tessie. So Tesla had been stuck. You know what's the craziest thing? I'm going to drop this down to a daily. I'll start this timer. And without drawing any lines here, what was funny, and to me, Tesla's been in this kind of holding pattern, if you will. The last time I bought her, nibble down here when you got the text, but you know, Amit loves to ignore my love notes, but it is what it is. 415, I think this white line here, that was the main pivot. And to me, it was like, we're stuck in this consolidation. I've been super cautious because, you know, I'm not a pattern trader, and I say this all the time, but I know where they're going to be, and they would be right here. But this is literally, I mean, exactly why you need to know what they are. But when they don't work out, because the pattern traders would have been like, okay, this is a head and shoulders, is about to break down. Actually, if you drop in, I think that day, it was even like a weaker close right around here. And then all of a sudden, boom. I don't remember what happened or if there was even a catalyst. But I mean, the funniest thing, when you look at that on a daily perspective, it's just like, all right, you gap up. You're like right there. The very next day, head and shoulders invalidated. And, you know, some of the most bullish setups, as we know, are failed bearish setups. And this is exactly what that is. If you follow me or on any of my streams, it was 460s. Oh, I hope I'm not glitching.
No, you're
right
good.
now.
You're good.
My trading view just froze. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
low 460s. And basically we just connect these two tops right here. I posted something this morning. This morning was literally like the retest. And it's funny is I feel like everybody and their mother saw it. But like this is the image this morning, which you really can't see. But it was like 466 retesting right in there. That's exactly what you want to see when you see a retest. If I pull this back and did like a replay feature, replay to here. You get a little bit of a breakout. The first breakout, you don't always want to press, but this is exactly how Tesla does and exactly what a breakout and retest looks like. It looks like this right here. So you guys know where that line came from. If I play this forward, I mean, pretty much instantly, even the opening print this morning, it was just like tag. And here we are on extension. So the last, what is this high? This right here, that is the actual all-time high. And I'll try to make this a little bit thicker so you guys can see it. That's the absolute all-time high from before with, I think with after hours on. And so today we just held that. For me, Tesla was always like 600s towards March. So let's go ahead and get a new measurement here. And all I'm doing right now, again, for technicals, this is not trading. This is just technicals. I'm just measuring essentially this box that Tesla's escaping from, if you will. And if we double that, we call this a measured move. The doubling that is to 577. And 50% of that consolidation is about just over 530. So at this point, yeah, Tesla's in a breakout. Honestly, when Tesla goes, she doesn't give a lot of pullbacks. The personality of the stock, we've talked about it over and over ad nauseum, is essentially like she does massive amounts of consolidation. And then when she breaks out, she doesn't really give a lot of pullbacks. She gives 0 Fs and she just goes. The setup technically, without any lines, just using SMAs, this is exactly what we want to see. Pull back below, breakout above, and then now we should actually start to get a little continuation on the 20 and the 50, and we should have that like cross through if we can get any kind of continuation. So 489 is important. What remains to be a potential retest area is about 475s now. Just this general area right in here. So if this area gets tested, it's still a retest. It's still valid. Usually it's going to look a little bit something like that. So you don't necessarily have to chase today, but what I would say is that if she's going, she's probably just going to go. And when Tesla makes her move, she doesn't really like to share the spotlight either. So to see a lot of the other mega caps kind of stalling is actually typical. I know Tesla. Why is it that so many people, I have a question. So many people think that Tesla follows like the cues and things like that, but I just haven't Yeah, it doesn't. So Tesla does her own thing. So I just
can we talk about last year? Last year it topped on December 17th. Can you show us a technical difference between why you think last year it like peaked at 488 and why this time might be different?
Well, so last year we're basically coming out of a similar consolidation right here. So I'm over time if that's okay. So this is about 30-day break. We have the same kind of massive consolidation. It's basically the same exact playbook right now. So you have
why wouldn't it follow the same downside playbook if it's the same playbook?
It can. And so connecting these two highs right here is really important. You can have a pullback, and what you want to see from here moving forward is absolutely sustained momentum. If she doesn't have that sustained momentum, look, below 465, basically below today's low, this breakout is completely invalid. And what's likely, and we call that a fake out, like it's just like a look above prior all-time high and fail. What you'd likely see is something like this, and then 465 right there would bring you right back into that same consolidation low, which becomes 415 as a buy level. So this mouse sucks. I don't have my favorite mouse, but that's what a failure would look like. All to say that it's a clean 465 kind of line in the sand. You can come in a little bit, but look, 450, if you think about it like just psychologically, if Tesla is below 450, she's going down. She's going down, I mean, not a lot. So if, again, this is a trading show, if you're an investor, you should not care about a little pullback here. Quite frankly, this is not the biggest percentage move on Tesla. So when she goes, what is this, from here to here, that's 26%. Sounds like a lot for most stocks, but for Tessie, when she goes, she'll clock easy 50%, which is basically what we're talking about. Where 5 is like a random number. It's going to be more like 550s, something like that, if she continues. And then, sure, you can expect some kind of pullback to 487 later on. And so that would look like something like this here. Again, 488s, give or take. Let me make sure this does not. I hate how my thing does that. 488.72 is if you want to let it fully go. And then if it breaks bases holds, that's perfectly fine. Even coming all the way back at that point after a breakout like this to 450 is also fine. So what we're looking for is this broken downtrend of consolidation to hold, and we're looking for this prevailing uptrend to continue to hold. So trade location, you're in an active breakout now, but if you ever see it back towards this kind of prevailing uptrend, which here, I'll make it green right there. That's ideal buy spots. And for now, a near-term retest is going to be retesting this guy right here. I'll make it, I don't know, blue, teal in that consolidation area. But for right now, look, anything here, as long as it's holding this is fine. What's going to suck, what would suck is if you just kind of hug this and then start to go. So that's what like more consolidation would look like. Honestly, that's healthy, but it's probably not what people are expecting here and now. They're expecting stocks just to skyrocket to the moon.
What is your, we'll end it on this. What's your intuition? Do you think 500 is more likely or below 450?
I think over 5. I don't think 500 is going to be a big number. I mean, maybe psychologically it could be. You're going to hit 5. I would be shooting more for 6 though, personally. Again, that same area I saw, without talking about option flow, there's within the next few months, this looks good if it can hold this momentum.
I asked the chat, 63% of people say yes, Tesla will hold at least 485 by end of year.
Hold?
Yeah, hold 485.
I mean, Yeah, it could come in a little bit. I just, people get all hung up on like if it's gonna support resistance, they're like ranges and they act like little trampolines. So if it does this, and then like that's what 470, which is literally what I was talking about. I mean, consider that good enough for government work. Honestly, 489 is probably good enough. 492 is good enough for government work if you're looking for 500 anyways.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we got on Tesla. Let's go to SPY. I think a lot of people right now are wondering if this choppiness is bearish or bullish.
Is it bearish or bullish? Before I start a timer, can we talk about like where we are? I mean, just
we had non-farm payrolls today.
Yeah, so we had non-farm payrolls today, but we also recently had something that I feel like is messing a lot of people up. This is all right. Is the timer on? Play.
No,
okay.
Oh, okay. Good.
Well, I'm trying. So we had the FOMC the other day, and I think it's really important to understand where we are, right? So before everybody gets all bared up, like, first of all, it's December. Second of all, is the end of the year. What the hell? Like, nobody's really trading right now. And the biggest thing is like, this is the FOMC projection from the last Fed announcement from December. And I don't know if you talked to them about this, but to me, this is like such a huge deal right now. This is where we're coming off of. Oops, right here. Can you guys see this? Okay. So 2005, right? 1.7 GDP. The market, if you don't know, runs in these basic market cycles around monetary policy. Why non-farm payrolls is a big deal. Why we pay attention to interest rates. It's 100% about the relationship between GDP and inflation and unemployment, but mostly GDP and inflation. And the relationship or the ratio of GDP and inflation really, like, it dictates what cycle we're in here and now. And the best cycle that exists is something called Goldilocks. And Goldilocks is defined as 2% in like 2% growth and 2% inflation. Now I know this is talking about PCE, but that is the one that's what the Fed looks like. So we're going to Goldilocks. We don't want to fight the Fed, but the Fed is saying we're going into a Goldilocks scenario very, very soon. Where I think people are getting hung up is in a very big issue of like looking at this in a very small little box. Like, oh, okay, next year, January, 2% GDP, 2% inflation. That is the definition of Goldilocks. But what they're not really seeing is where we're coming from. They look at this as an annualized number, which is cool. But here's that same slide. I just did this on our Monday show. So sorry, we're coming off of a negative. This is a quarterly, I believe they do GDP, negative 0.6% GDP to positive 3.8. This move for this quarterly GDP is called reflation. It's not called inflation, but this is called reflation. And that's very good, like for equities. What just happened though, is that the Fed said, hang on, we're going to be at 2. We're going to be at 2 GDP. We're coming off of a 3.8. So what does that mean? It means that we're going to go down first and we're going to land at something called Goldilocks, which is super, super bullish, right? And this are the 4 kind of like quadrants, if you will, like 4 types of markets. So there's Goldilocks, there's something called deflation, there's something called inflation, there's something called stagflation. There's transition periods here called disinflation and a transition called reflation. Disinflation and reflation, by the way, are not the same thing as inflation or deflation. They're very different. But what we're going to go into is Goldilocks, where US equities tend to perform over any considerable period of time the best out of all types of asset classes that you can have, right? Treasuries catch a little bid, right? Because we're coming out of this 2% down. That's what we've seen in TLT. But from here to here, that actually might be a good trade. Gold, which was really coming off of some other stuff, but gold actually might be a sell at this point. But things like REITs here that have a pretty good return in disinflation as we go, 18% are the REITs are like the best performing asset class in this scenario. So what this should tell you is where we're going to go. And this is all very basic market cycles, right? So economic cycle, market, monetary states, right? We're talking about leaving we're not leaving stagflation. We're talking about coming off of this uptrend. We're going to land in something called Goldilocks, which is right in the middle. And essentially what I'm looking at is we're coming off of this press to the upside, and then we're going to have a little blip on the radar called disinflation, which is defined as when growth slows and inflation doesn't go up as fast. Very different than deflation. It's not deflation. Deflation is like severe contraction, falling prices, negative inflation. We're not talking about that. We're not even close to that. So all we're doing is we're coming off of this here. We're going to go up. We have a little blip, and then we're going to land right in the sweet spot, Goldilocks. And visually, like to put that visually, this is literally it. So we're coming off of this 0.6. We had a reflationary pulse right here. We're going to pull back just a little bit right there, but we're going to land in the sweet spot, right? In Goldilocks, which is 2% growth, stable inflation, stable unemployment. Now, to that end, that's probably the one piece that put a little bit of a like caveat in today's number, which is a mixture of a bunch of things, was because the unemployment rate was slightly higher than expected. But again, if you look at how that affected the market's expectation of rates, the expectation of rates was that we're going to actually get a cut sooner than later, because we had this as of like before CPI. And so the biggest difference here is actually this guy. So we didn't have a second rate cut expected until July. And then if you look at what actually happened, well, today, see the Fed watch tool, that changed. To now all of a sudden, we have a higher expectation to have that second rate cut in July. Not a big thing, but it's a little thing. But this is highly based on that unemployment being slightly hotter than expected. So I don't think that people should be freaking out. At the end of the day, my point is that we're going into Goldilocks, and that is as bullish as you can get. So sorry, that is as bullish as you can get. Now, if you had expectations that we were going to grow at 3.8 GDP for like the foreseeable future, you're high. You're smoking something crazy. I don't know what's going on. That doesn't happen. And if we did do that, that's not healthy. But being able to stabilize at 2%, this is literally the definition of a soft landing. So congrats, J-Pal, did the job. Now we have a new regime coming in. This is good. So that's my rant.
The risk to your thesis right here is that inflation gets out of control, but given what J-Pal said on Wednesday, it's unlikely.
I don't think it's like inflation. I think it's more like the risk is that we don't have that balance. But again, it's all about the ratio and the relationship between GDP and inflation. They don't have to be at 2%, but if they're about equal, that's all good, right? And it's when the things get out of whack, that inflation is going too hot and GDP is not catching up to it, that would be bad. And that would turn a like deflationary kind of scenario like this, which by the way is very short-lived, into more of like, disinflationary into like a pullback, which is deflation. And if that happened, that would not be good. If inflation goes too high, we're not going to be spending. And if we're not spending, then GDP is going to be dropping. So that's where the market is. Anyways, this is literally where we are on SPY. This green box here, that's the last NFP number that we got. literally right here. So this is the NFP high, this is the NFP low. When we're like, okay, the lows are locked right in here. Guess what today's low was?
676.
Yeah, like really, I mean, this is like extremely pinpoint precision. So this is that last NFP high. There it is in all its glory. So yes, we're still operating on the last one. By the way, this is why NFP matters from a technical perspective, not just fundamental. But today's range is very tight, right? Today we got an extremely muted move. And what I will say is that CPI, this next one coming on Thursday, that can move the market equally. It's not as big of a deal, but it can create a bit of a flush. So what is important is essentially today's low, which is the same thing as November's non-farm payroll high, and that's 675. So as long as we can hold, I would say, generally speaking, this box between 670, call it 672 is what it is, then we're good. This is like within a couple percent. What I don't want to see is that, right? And that would be bad. And that could happen on Thursday. So for right now, yeah, we're consolidating just a bit. I mean, dude, we're going to Goldilocks. That's as good as you can get. What that means though, this transition period, it is the setup for that rotation, right? And so the rotation in that scenario, the best thing that happens is that you get that broadening of the market. That's what that's going to really define in those disinflationary moments, not deflation. But when we get this kind of pullback, that's what happens, and that's bullish. So from here moving forward,
do you subscribe to any thesis that we're going to have a 20% decline next year? That some people kind of float this idea. Okay, so I know I'm asking you to predict, but when do you think? Would that be in the first half, second half?
No.
We need consolidation, or
May,
before Powell leaves?
Probably in that kind of transition. Here's the presidential cycle. So just so you know, the market runs in a 4-year cycle. We're coming out of year 1, going into year 2. We have year 3, and then we have year 4. Typically, this would be right around here, right around the middle of year 2, that we do get a pretty hefty drawdown, which sets up for the big dip buy of the 4-year cycle right in September, October.
That's actually almost exactly what Tom Lee said. He says we'll bottom around October.
Because this is how it works. Like, this is not new. Like, this is, I mean, this area is what we're talking about here. Yeah. Can we bounce? Yeah. Like, this is just generally speaking, right? General seasonality, but this is not, this is bullish, right? And I know it looks small on this chart, but you don't know how big of a bounce this could be. It may or may not be like all the way there. What that low is probably going to be, it's probably going to, depending on how high we go,
right.
It's probably going to be this 615.
By the way, that happened exactly in 2022, like October, and that was the second year of Biden's.
Yeah, because it's not new. Like, it's not new. Like, it's just how it works. So, yeah, that's the market runs in 4-year cycles.
The only political problem here is that, I mean, can Trump win the midterms if we bottom in September? Right? I don't know, but that's a different question, right?
Yeah, that. I'm just giving you if stats and probabilities, right? Which, you know, if we're navigating this whole thing, look, it's this, which we talked about. It's the January effect, right? So Russell 2000, Russell 1000. What are you seeing strengthen? This is your, I mean, even Rivian, my God, is just like doing really good. But we talked about this. Where's the dip? And every year if he hasn't said it yet, I guarantee you now he's about to say that he's going to get ultra bullish on small caps. And it's not a surprise. It's because this area right here, that's the big move on small caps. And that's through March.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is like 70 something year tech seasonal trends. This is not the first time I've shown you guys this slide on here. And why we started talking about it late November, right in here, say, okay, you can get this move. And then if you get a pullback and you retest it, small caps, man, seasonally speaking, they'll have the most strength, which, like, look at a Rocket Lab today, like it's holding up, man. Nearly at my level. Again, I might need to do this. This thing is like, sorry to move on. But I don't want to get too far in the weeds. But small caps, look, there's a whole nother 2,000 something stocks to look at. It doesn't mean that the mega caps have to go down either, by the way. They just might be a little stunted for a minute. But again, it's super normal. It's a very temporary condition. It doesn't last forever. The rotation's already well on its way. So do you chase that now? I think that's what most people are kind of struggling with. Probably not, because the rotation is so far underway already. So it's like, well, okay, where do I find a pullback spot?
Okay, before we move to our others, let's do this one because this one's also in high demand. NBIS. What do you think of this one?
It's now or never, baby. NBIS. Did you take the trade? Amit sent me this trade this morning or today.
I did not send him a trade.
He's like, I want to do this 1 to 10 risk reward trade, Jason. And he's like, I like leap debit spreads. What do you think about this? And so he sent it to me. And I was like, I love that trade, dude. I love it. Also, I don't know who did this, but somebody posted. So people are screen capturing, screen clip. What do you call it? Not me, but like other people are like, somebody took this. Oh, this is from my Monday. So Monday, 79 is the bounce spot. Shout out Jordan.
Do you know this guy? Or you just some random?
I don't know this guy.
Oh wow, there you go. That's cool. He's found the content.
This is from Monday, and so literally right here, right now, just tell them though that you did get the text today.
Well, okay, so I didn't recommend that trade, but Jason likes the 150-200 debit spread.
No, I mean you got your BFF text.
Yeah, I mean, so he gave me the alert at around 79.50. Look, I just don't like options going into next year, but I mean, if we get into that risk-on bull market, yeah, this is a 10x. But
it's Goldilocks.
It's got to get to 200 though, which is
20 billion market cap. I don't know.
I get it, but it's also in a theme that if Oracle says one bad thing, the whole sector gets dumped.
Yeah, it's like this. Entering a trade here now. This is buying at support, right? So this is that last peak right there. 76 is what we were talking about. It did not hold the 80 something, which you also got your buddy text on. Kind of like I don't know what it was. Well, shit is what it was at 94. Text emit alert. That's bad. That's retesting from the lows. And so we know here 94. All right, well, we're gonna fall. And where has it been that we're always gonna fall to if we lose that? It's 70, just in this general area. If this doesn't hold, then we're talking about significantly deeper. But I think this is as good as we've seen in a long time. I went ahead and took a small shot. NBIS here now is a trade that you would really want to have a stop loss on, because if it doesn't hold today's low, it's not going to look good. But from a risk to reward perspective, it's a very tight risk for a very high amount of reward, which means it's riskier. If you want to see continuation tomorrow, that's great. It's got to get over that 94 level. So Amit will probably buy again once it's back over 94, which is a safer way to do this. But if you want to take that high risk, high reward shot, this is where it is.
So two things. Number one, it would be a safer way. But number two is like, when you have a full position, you don't always have to DCA. I think people need to remember that. Like if you have a heavy position and a stock goes down,
no, like, so I sold.
Part of life, your stocks will go red some days.
No, yeah, you have to. So trading is not investing. And I think a lot of people got caught up on like this last rally was amazing, right? Like elevator up rally, by the way, elevator up rally. Some of these things, elevator down. And that's not always healthy. I sold like the vast majority of my BMNR. Like at the day that we were on our technical Tuesday, I was like, look, if you've been bag holding this is your opportunity. If it doesn't continue, we're back down. But where are we back down to? Probably the buy spot, right? Yeah. Quite frankly, literally, this is the reload, right? So if you're not, it's not that from a trading perspective, you have to sell. If you don't know how to sell, then you're not going to be good at trading. Like at all. It's probably not for you. So that was resistance right here. We actually went a little bit higher, but once you lose that 39, we know we're coming back down to retest that support, which is where you reload. As an investor, the game is about accumulating more shares, net new, right? So you have a core that you can trade around, like your core position. And when you think it's going up, you can add a little bit and then take it back down, right? But like after a while, it's like your goal over over a long period of time is to accumulate more shares. But BMNR here now,
let's transition to BMNR. Let's do that one.
This is another buy spot, quite frankly, like literally right here, right now. So this is a measure move on this guy. I had this from where I sold it, but from here to here, this is, I mean, almost exactly. Ethereum also very good bounce, also in a buy spot. Like it's right here. So this is exactly that golden pocket kind of retracement that we look for from this bounce here. Oops. Pulling back, this is 61.8%. Like exactly. Also, you have confluence with the 200-day estimate if you use that. But really, I have confluence with this prior support over here. So now, at least what you want to do, because again, these most recent lows, and I'll caveat all of this, these are all high risk, high reward entries, because these most recent lows can be taken out in the coming days by CPI. Just because this last NFP level held, we're about to get another one, right? And if we cannot hold today's lows at the index level, expect that we pull back to the most recent lows, and if not lower. But this is support right here. It was a little bit of a resistance, push through, breakout. This is retest, right? So support here. I want to see this. I want to see this act as support. Support over here, a little bit of resistance, but now I want to see it act as support, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Does it have to be exactly here now? Like, no, but this is the day that is going to mark today's high and low. You know, I ran these numbers on NFP. It's within 1 to 2%. This day, today's high and low is the high or the low for this period between now and the next NFP. Almost 90% of the time, over all like time. So all time, this is like literally the best statistic that you can get, is that today is going to mark the high or the low from now till the next month or till the next NFP, which is not the first Friday of January. I believe it's the second, for the foreseeable future until we have another NFP. But 90% of the time, it's 88.3% of the time. Over the last 10 years worth of NFPs, which is as far back as I can go on statistics, it has held within like a percent. So that's why today matters. This is it, right? So it's a small range today, which means that on SPY, it's going to be very crystal clear. Like we're going to have crystal clear movement and trend from here moving forward. And that is going to be either 682. If we're over 682, nobody should be thinking puts. That's just how it is. If we're over 682.20, I don't want any of my crew thinking short. Like my crew not allowed to be short. Yeah, you were going long, right? Below 675. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't want many people thinking long. It's literally like that. But as long as we're in the box today, I actually expect that we bounce around in today's box right here for tomorrow. I don't think we're going to break range tomorrow, right? I think we can get back up to 682, and then we probably hit our head. Maybe CPI comes in, whatever, and we go all the way back to lows. I would expect those lows to hold until something meaningful happens. So I'm really in this kind of camp like this, just like that.
What are we thinking on NVIDIA?
So 177 is the level. This bounce did not get nearly as high as I wanted to, as I was hoping for it to get. It was a nice bounce. It didn't hold. Quite frankly, I think it takes another shot at it. I think it takes another shot at it. 177. 177 is support. We know that. The low end here is your kind of dip buy, but I think that's kind of done. And today, if this is like the last lows right in here, you would be locking a higher low. So worst case scenario, it's going to be the same thing. Worst case scenario, we get back and I think we see 190s. But again, this is one of those where like, does it hold at 190s? I don't know. What we would want to see is we want to see this pullback hold just like Tesla, and then we're on our merry way. That's what I want to see. But yeah, I actually, even with the headline, what were the headlines today on NVIDIA?
So more China
data center.
Yeah, just essentially more bullish data center build out news along with some China stuff.
Yeah, there was some data center headline, broadly speaking, that I think some were delayed or there was some kind of holdup on some.
That was Oracle. That was last year.
Yeah.
Last week.
Was it nothing today? Okay, if there was nothing today, it's fine. But NVIDIA is in a holding pattern, definitively. So 2 days, extremely tight. This is gearing up for a move. When the move happens, it's going to be hard and fast. But it's gearing up right here. So like we have the same high and low nearly for the last 2 days. When was the last time we saw NVIDIA trading this tight 2 days in a row? This is called a double inside day, meaning that yesterday and today were both inside of the prior day's range. And even today was nearly inside of yesterday's range.
It's been a minute, right? It's usually not this tight 2 days in a row.
No, it's not usually this tight. And so when you see things like that happen, your eyeballs want to perk up because this is like a coiled spring right now. It can get even narrower, right? If you're really old school, you might know this term called NR7s, which is like narrow range, seven days, like the narrowest range in the last 7 days. That's super old school. So if anybody knows that term, like props to you. But NR5, NR7, whatever, you don't get this kind of tightness for very long. So once it starts breaking, which is between 178, we call it 179 and 174, you're going to get an explosive move one way or the other here. But you can easily take today's high and low and mark that on NVIDIA.
I agree, dude.
You don't want to front run it, but my gut is, dude, that we're sorry, I totally interrupted you. My bad. But my gut is that we're gonna have a little. You remember my rhino drawing? We're gonna have
If that
a little
Rhino
something.
takes us to 230, I wouldn't be too upset.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So-
here's the other thing. Like the lowest it got to over the past week was 174. I mean, the reason I think your TA is also matching up with sort of fundamentally how I think of NVIDIA is because it's trading at 25 times next year. This is not scary. So if it gets down to 170, 165, like, does the market really put it at 18 times forward? Like, are we really doing that for the center of the AI trade?
Yeah.
Fundamentally, it feels weird. And then the technicals, you're right. It feels like it's coiling up right here.
It is coiling up. So what I'll say is, like, it's still below 170 if you want a massive dip buy. That would be it would feel bad, but that's you're coiling up for a move either way. So you're coiling up for a move to below 170, or you're coiling up for a move back towards the 200s. If I just look at it objectively like that, I have better odds to be long than short. Like upside 190, downside 170. We're sitting at 175. It's simple math at that point. And below 170, we know you're in trouble. Not like 168, whatever this most recent low was.
Agreed. Palantir.
She's holding.
She's holding.
Dude, I don't know what's happening right now. Like, what is happening on Palantir? So, wasn't everybody super short? So, like, it's the same thing for equities. It's not exactly 90% that today locks the high or the low, but it's very close. So, I'd say within, I don't know, 5%, it'd probably be a night. Anyways, you still want to get this over 190, but last we spoke that this on Palantir, this was the prior resistance right over here, right? We'll make this red. That was resistance, and it goes up. We can call it in here really heavy resistance in the 186s. And if I duplicate that and I bring this over, well, we're still kind of seeing the same thing, but if we can go a little bit higher and turn that prior resistance into support, that's really good. I think you really need to, I think you really need to hold over 190. Over 190, then yeah, you're probably going to see that 205. It's not 200. It's likely specifically 205. And you might even be able to short change that just slightly. But that's from Amit's like overzealous buys in the after hours or whatever, when he went like full blown ham and was like, all right, this is super bullish. And they had earnings and he bought at the top 220 or whatever it was. And then, and it came down. We have a little inefficiency again in the market. So like this area is what we would call it's a low volume pocket is what it is. And it really shows up around 194. You have a hard gap we call this a session gap. You have multiple session gaps. Holy crap. Multiple session gap here. You have a session gap over here. When I say session gap, I have extended hours turned on. See, like this right here. That's a session gap where I have extended hours turned on. You can see after hours and pre-market. When there's actually no trades that take place in the overnight session, in that gap between pre-market and after hours, to me, that's a real gap. If I just flip this to a daily chart, it's going to look like Gap City, right? Like I don't count like gap. I don't count this stuff. To me, it's very simply, if it traded there, it matters. So I need to have my after hours turned on, and then I can see where are the actual gaps. This is a real gap. I call this a session gap. Some people call it like a true gap, but it requires your extended hours to be turned on. And you'll see these little things like this here. And there's like a little blip on the radar, 198. So, I mean, for sure, you should see 198. You have another one, 194 up here. I think you get that press. Now, what's gonna suck is if it gets there and it does it in like the aftermarkets and instantly reverses. It's you just
Yeah.
have to know that that's still possible. But yeah, I think 200s. That's in play. It's not even that far away, man.
It's not. I mean, and it's hold. A lot of the other high beta names have not got back to the levels Palantir has.
I bought this Palantir. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Yeah, and I trimmed a little bit, and I'm like, well, that's like 20 or 30%, like real quick. Like, ooh. The one I'm kind of, I don't know, dude. Is Maddie in the house? Because these space names are, if we get all bowled up, I don't know what's gonna go on. But anyways, Rocket Lab still looks good to me. Hang on, let me open the door. It's really, wifey put the heater on in this room, and I'm baking. One sec.
You need a scarf, bro. I need to give him. I need to give him a
Look,
scarf.
I'm
Okay,
fast.
so let's do both space names, and then we'll move on to the other cores. Let's do Rocket Lab and ASTS together. So what you're thinking.
Okay, and then can we do Meta?
Yes.
Meta was beautiful today. So, okay, so this is where we are. Rocket Lab, the lab of rockets, actually went beyond the bear zone. And all I'm going to do is just take this measured move from the low to the highs. I'm looking for, again, that low 50s, maybe high 40s. Ideally, I would look, I'm kind of like, I'm getting antsy. I'm just like, can the bulls like walk away for a minute, close your eyes, let it come down so your boy can buy a little bit. But they're not. I want
55 to 52. They let it come down a little bit.
Dude,
right?
They let it come down a lot. So that's why, like, a lot of these things, even your SanDisk, even your Micron, look, I might be real close to saying, hey, look, they're not so bearish anymore because they've come down quite a bit. This is 75% ripper off the 38 lows, dude. Can you believe that? But this one, so again, trading, if you even as an equity trader, like, I'll take this and then you could trim a little bit. But now I would really like to see this 48 level hold. So I think it can come down a little bit more, but I'm kind of chomping at the bit. If somebody set an alert or whatever, you guys can text me. I will set an alert. But yeah, 48.50, somewhere around here. I really want to start paying attention.
Are you also just excited because the SpaceX IPO means these are the plays next year?
I think that's a catalyst. I think this fits a lot of the themes though across the board. So if I want the January effect, if I want, rotational stuff, small cap stuff, if I want Momo, like momentum, who's still holding momentum? Yeah, ASTS and Rocket Lab. Actually, I haven't really looked at ASTS, but Rocket Lab, this is coming into my spot as close to 50 as I can, if not slightly below, and then I'll really start to like it. I still like it, but I'd like to get more, because if this whole thing turns into consolidation right here, this is the thing. If that whole thing can hold as consolidation, even over 55.60 or 56, like if it bounces back over 56, like I know instantly, boom, we're going to 62s. That's just how it's going to be. So right here, I could see that tomorrow if we have a good CPI. I actually don't think we're going to have a good trading week this week. I think this week is going to suck, but I think this week is going to set up for the dip to be bought. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And if this ends up being consolidation, and if this breaks, it's multifaceted in terms of like, here, look, here's an extension. That's triple digits. It's also like you get over 70. Well, we know what happens to stocks over 70, right? We go to like 130. It's just
tell that to Uber.
Oh, well, Uber got to 120 or something.
Did it ever get to
100?
100.
Oh yeah. So which means that Uber is probably going to be in the buy. Like,
But Uber's down because this whole Tesla stuff. That's why it's in Waymo.
Because they told 72.
No. Okay, what about ASTS? Do you think this thing has a run back to like 80, 90 where it was at before?
Let's see. So well, we missed that happened. We know for
102.
Yeah.
36 within like a month.
Yeah, and it doubled on that most glorious dip also. Like,
yeah.
Like, this is wild. So to expect these to like continue, no. But now we want to look at, this is a nice pullback. Let's see how much this is. So this pullback is, dude, ASTS is already at the level. I want Rocket Lab though.
People are saying ASTS is way more similar to SpaceX though, given the Starlink comparison, which is fair. But yeah, both are in the space category.
This is already at the level. Shoot. I have to like, this is strictly technical, not even fundamental, nothing. But if it's holding 67s, it's, yeah, we're probably going to see an 8 handle in front of this real soon. As long as it's got a 6 in front of it, we're good. Anything in this zone, this is that pullback. Dude, I feel like I'm getting greedy. I want 61s. But when I see this stuff, I'm like, man. Yeah, $60.81 would be like, okay, I'm drooling here. As close to 60 as I can, but I also have to acknowledge that, look, this has been a nice pullback. These are 23% pullbacks on these things right now. I know it looks small on the chart, but that's 23% downside. It doesn't have to go any lower.
Yeah,
It doesn't want to.
Really doesn't have to.
No, on both of them. So how much is this? Yeah, same thing, 20%. I mean, so this is a pullback zone right here. And I mean, Rocket Lab, it's as close to 50 as you can. But right here, this was that prior breakout. It's testing it. It's more bullish. It's more bullish than ASTS because it didn't even get a full pullback.
Yeah, and it was 25 in freaking March too. So this one's had an amazing. Some of these names just had a crazy run.
Yeah, to me, these are more like trading, right? Because investing is going to be hard because these move so much. So here, ASTS, just to cap it off, we can get to 82, and then you're going to be kind of touching that. This is the range. So you'd have to trim around 82 just to be safe. And if it continues on, you could add back whatever you trim from a trading perspective. Rocket Lab, very similar, right? So like this is where we are. Basically just connect these two highs. You're going to get into this high, like mid 60s. Even if you get this, you have to be cautious. This is like hoodie at 135, which, you know, we get a pullback. That's what's going to happen. Oh, are we doing the event tonight?
Yeah, I was going to ask if you want to be, I'll be live with Tanner and Roy. So if you want to hop on, then.
Yeah, I could do that. What day is today? Tuesday, 2 days. Yeah, I can do that.
It'll be 5:50 your time, or you can join at 6 whenever you're free. But
okay.
Yeah. Let's do Amazon, then we'll do Hood. What do you think?
No, Meta.
Oh yeah, Meta. Sorry, let's do Meta first. Yeah. I forgot. A lot of people are concerned about Amazon, so that one's definitely.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just stagnant. I mean,
that's fine. So Meta, what was this announcement today on Meta? Nita.
They unveiled an audio model of AI. It's called SAM.
So Meta's doing what it did just before. Remember this when it was 595 and the rest of the market, when Meta was at 595, it didn't go anywhere for a while. And during this period of time, if you don't remember, the rest of the market was dumping. I mean, it was dumping. And Meta was just holding its own. Guess what? It just did the same thing one more time. Like the rest of the market has been dumping, but where has Meta gone the last couple of days? We get this pullback right into the same level that Zuck made his announcement about, like, where I'm going to be a grown up now again and not spend. We're going to spend 30% less on the metaverse. On oh my god, sorry, on whatever it was, I forgot what it's called, something labs. And that's a bullish hold. What's crazy to me is that it's the same. You remember when we were talking about this, how Meta needs to look if it's going to make a reversal, and I kept referencing this area right here, and I was like, look, it can pop up, and then I want to see it hold, go sideways for a while, and then take off.
Yep.
And I was always using this. This is May 2025 area. I mean, the craziest thing is that the price that Meta did that is the price that it's at now. Like, it's the exact same spot also. So I would like to see a repeat of this from here right over there.
That would be 760 then, if that happens.
Yeah. This is 720 initially. So again, we got to get through 690, but this is exactly what we wanted to see hold. It can still go sideways for a while, so I don't want to get over my skis. Today's move here could be essentially the equivalent of this kind of a move before, when Meta did this at 660 before, and it created kind of like this general zone. Like, we could be seeing that one more time. So that's fine. I don't think you have to get in a big rush. So if Meta has a bad day tomorrow, I'm not going to get too concerned, especially if it can hold 645. So over here, this situation is exactly what I'm looking at. I don't know why I'm so worried about taking the shot for 2026s, 2027s. I'm not right now. I really like this setup. I also promised you guys that when Meta did a death cross, I would be a buyer, and it did in fact do the death cross.
No, but you're buying options here.
I'm thinking about loading up some options for sure.
I'm a fan of Meta equity options. I just
equity. No. So equity, I've been right. And at this point, what I can tell you that's true is that if Meta breaks out of this box, you are going to want to be long options, call options, and you're going to get a pretty heavy IV expansion moving forward. Because again, we've consolidated. We're back in this range. Quite frankly, Meta's been in a, 5% to 7% range for the last 2 months. Options usually run off a 2-month kind of window. So the longer that Meta stays in here, let's say we get like a NVIDIA kind of setup where it pulls back a little bit, holds. I still would like 634, but at this point, I'm probably getting overly picky. If it launches, the next time that Meta decides to go, it's gonna be Tessie 2.0 from a chart perspective. Because if this goes any higher, I'm just saying, the next time this sees 690, it's probably not going to give much of a pullback at all before it gets to 730, 720, if not 7 something here.
What did I do? Why did your screen go away? Oh, I've never pressed something. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're back. Okay, so long.
So it's support mid 630s, high 40s, high 640, like between 640 and 630. That's support. The target that I really want this to get to is 720. If it can get through 720, yes, for sure we see 750. And if it can hold 720, it's $1,000 stock. That's the story. More
Okay.
than $1,000 stock, because then we're talking about reclaiming this entire consolidation. And then I don't even think I have this on my radar yet. So Meta is a buy, not a sell.
Are you at all worried about the fundamentals of Meta, or is pure tech?
Nah, dude, this is market cycle stuff for me. Like, I know that we're going into Goldilocks, so I have no reason to be thinking to short long term. I mean, I don't know, but like I'm it's $1,000 stock, guys. I am confident that what I'm seeing is very simple to me from a fundamental economic cycle, monetary policy perspective. To me, it's not complicated. To me, it's very basic. It's very ordinary, and it's very typical. So like, I just feel like I've seen this story over and over and over before. There's no need to overthink it. To me, this dip is going to be buyable. End of story, because we're going to be in Goldilocks. Clip that soundbite. It's not complicated. And like to be confused as to why, if you're confused, don't be. It's about we are a soft landing, boys and girls. Like, everybody give Jay Powell a little golf clap, send him on his way. But what you're seeing,
or kick him out the door to get a,
well, whatever. But what you're seeing is that we just came off this reflationary surge from negative 0.6 GDP to 3.8% GDP, while inflation was coming down. That's not sustainable. The Fed just told us that we're going to go to Goldilocks. And in order to do that, we have to pull back a little bit. And that little pullback is called disinflation. It's not called deflation. And that is very normal. And this is a typical monetary cycle. And this is how it works. And the longer that we can stay in Goldilocks, the better. And so this setup sets up for that broad rotation. That's exactly what we're seeing. It's not complicated. Like, it's very straightforward. It's very simple, right?
I also think to your point, all I'm hearing over the past 2 weeks is the Max 7 are going to lag next year. And every time that becomes the consensus, the money comes right back to the market.
Yeah, no, right. Like, we're going to go back into reflation. We're going to go back into disinflation. We're going to go back into reflation. But that's how we stay at Goldilocks. And that is healthy, right? And that whole scenario is like market breathing, like just the market taking a breath, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. That's it, right? And so, you look around, do we want to chase the rotation trade? Some are tough. Some are very tough. J&J is way up there. If you want to trade something like a McD's, you like the McPicks, right? Like, we never talk about this stupid stock because it doesn't tend to go anywhere, but this thing's probably going to be 350 real soon, right? This is a weekly chart. This is about to break out. Nobody talks about this. I mean, except for when there's like some kind of salmonella, which happened down here, which was a buy, by the way. And now we're about to break out. 1, 2, 3. This is 4 shot at a breakout here on a weekly perspective. Yeah, that's 350. It's McDonald's. There's a McPick for you right there, right? 345s. Like J&J, we talked about this, dude. All right. Do I want to chase this? I am at targets. This is our Technical Tuesday, I believe, chart. I'm on a rant. You can stop me whenever you want. There's no way that you're gonna keep
this. When he gets in his zone, I just sit back.
Yeah, we talked about Lilly, right? Like, basically got to the targets. We talked about, dude, by the way, Pfizer reported earnings today. If this thing can start to like trend over 26, that's gonna be wild. I don't know that it is. Pfizer loves to kick itself when it's like right before it gets going. It was gonna look good, but they had some news come out today. It's not looking good now, but we'll see. But you keep that on the radar, right? Rivi, whatever. Like, this is intense, right?
No, hold on. Let's do Rivian properly before we move on to Amazon. Take your 5 minutes. Take your victory lap.
I don't need 5 minutes on Rivi. It's not even started. I don't care.
This guy, I don't 30% move. Oh, we're just getting started. Like,
it hasn't. What do you mean just getting? It hasn't even started. Like it's not even ready, is what I mean. Like, it's not the move. This is not the move, right? So like right here, this is like first time Rivi gets a 200-week simple moving average. it's a nice to know, but it was always these little blips on the radar. So I think Rivian's going to get kicked in the teeth again, right? Maybe not all the way down, but if I get this 16 3/4, Amit is going to get another text message, and it's going to be from your boy Jason, and it's going to be 2027 $20 $30 call debit spread for about $1, and it's his 1 to 10 risk reward. But yeah,
is this purely technicals, or they still can't?
No. This is not purely technicals.
Okay, so why are you so excited that they made a chip? That's why.
Honestly, I'm not even excited about the chip because I don't know how well that's going to
go. So what are you excited about?
It's about everything else. It's about like EV sales probably bottoming, right? It's probably at the bottom. So it's up from here. But yeah, sure. If there's hype around a new chip, great. Less reliance on NVIDIA, all good, right? Does that really come to fruition anytime soon? I don't know. But RJ is getting older. And you're going to turn the corner. You're going to like it. He's going to get a little less under promise, over deliver. He's going to be more realist in the moment. And there's going to be R3 coming out and all the new models. And Rivian might have more upside in it than Tesla at this level. But if this happens, this is like Hoodie and Palantir breaking over that $13 level. You remember when they were doing that? They stay in this range. It's like it's that peak over $13, and eventually it held. But this is that next one. So I think this one can pull back, maybe 17, something like that. And I might be adding. So
you pissed some people off with that Tesla comment, but
from a return percentage perspective, right? It's not priced for very much optimism here. Tesla's got a lot of optimism priced into it.
Okay, let's do Amazon. What do you think about Amazon?
Yeah. So Amazon, I'm perfectly fine. So I like this here is the level. I would have liked to see it get over 225 today and hold. It didn't. I think that I'm in calendar spreads on Amazon right now. So like I'm long March calls, short January calls. And I think that I'm about to take the short calls down if I get one more little blip. It's possible that this goes slightly below 220, but I'm just I think this is about your time horizon and expectations for Amazon. It's a big market cap stock. It's not in the right sector. But come January, mid-January, when we have the next round of NFPs, that's when we're going to be in Goldilocks, right? That is like we're at Goldilocks. So I got like 30 days for me to get right on Amazon here, because unless this thing is below 210, there's nothing wrong with this chart. So if I'm worried about between 220 and 210, I mean, then you have to adjust your expectations. Anything over 210, this is fully intact. And I'm looking at the same thing. It's going to start really going if we're over 227, which we're not yet. So between now and then, it's just about starting to form that new bottom, which is just like this area right here. And sometimes on a large cap stock, especially when this is not in the right space, I just went over the market cycles. It's not the right market cycle for Amazon today. When we're in Goldilocks, which is like a few weeks away, it's probably going to be before then, probably like 3 weeks away. This is going to be ripe and ready to run. But I think I think you need to have more patience, is my point on Amazon. This is still kind of basing. It's not bearish. Can it come down and be close to like it's 216.70 is the low end of that, what we call fair value, or value. It's called the value area low. Just slightly below 220 is the value area low. As long as it's holding in there, it can bounce around, but as long as it's in here, there's nothing wrong with that, and it's definitely not going down unless it's below 210.
So TLDR on Amazon is you got to just be long and strong on this one.
You got to have more patience. Yeah, if you're expecting Amazon to like up and to the right, we just went over it. It's the wrong sector right now. Same thing like Microsoft or Google or Apple. They're not the right sector. Eventually, they will be. In like in the next, call it 3 weeks, they probably will be. But while we're finishing off this rotation between like the broadening of the market, look, expect them to kind of go sideways for a little bit. If they do go, the level is 227. If Amazon is trending below or above 227, it's moving. But between now and then, it's gonna consolidate a little bit.
Okay. Hoodie.
I don't even care. I don't even care anymore.
So I don't care either, but I am curious, TA wise, you think this thing is breaking down or consolidate? Last week, the synopsis was it's consolidating. How do you feel this week about it?
It's still consolidating. So this exercise right here, Hoodie doesn't look good. I'll just say that. It doesn't look good, but I don't care. That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't look good, but I don't care. 115. If you were on my stream on yesterday, Monday, the one that Amit never shows up to because I guess he doesn't get an invite. But 115 is the level, and it actually got to like 113 or so.
Got to 112 last night, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it. The thing about Hoodie, dude, is that like I just don't even care. Like, I'm just buying it. The question here is like right here, right now, this is my buy spot, the last buy spot. That is it. If it's lower than this aftermarket low, it's not going to be fun.
So you're saying if you're trading it, cut bait if it falls below 112.
Mm-hmm. And so where I'm at right now is looking at maybe like a 110 straddle long term, short calls, long puts. If I have something, if I have a real breakdown, it's not today. We might know after the market. But for right now, I think that where we are today is that we could get a bounce. I think that we're going to get a bounce easily to the high 120s. And I think even more likely into the mid 130s. I think we're going to get this bounce. When we get this bounce, that is when I'm thinking about putting on that hedge. So just so you guys know, that's where I'm at, right? Because if it doesn't get through this level right here, I think we're going to get this bounce. This is tradable bounce. If we can't, this is going to be like NVIDIA. If we can't breach this most recent, which seems really far away, 140 level, it's not going to be good enough. It's not going to be good enough. And we have more work to do. We have more consolidation to do. So that's my biggest concern about Hoodie. If I were to be concerned, but I just laid out the plan for you. At that point, if we see that breakdown, expect this to come down and possibly see new lows if it happens, but not here. Up here is where I would want to start thinking really about putting some kind of protection on. But that's, and I'm only thinking that way because I don't really care. I'm just not wanting to see a big drawdown. I'm not selling the stock. I'm not selling the stock.
I think it's a fair point. And I also think, unfortunately, as much as they're trying to diversify, if transaction volumes go down, stock's getting hit. Like, there's just nothing we can do about it, right? Like,
I think we're going to be fine.
I think we'll be fine too, but a lot of their initiatives are long-term, like banking. This stuff's going to take some time before it replaces, like options, for example.
Yeah, so I think that's my point. And even then, if that pulls back and I get to that, if we get to 120, that would be really good. But this is work. There's a lot of work to do. And I think at this point, that would be best case scenario. And even if it hits that, it's still looking at all-time highs. So again, why here and now is it's very simple. I'll try to make it simple. Here and now, as close to 115, well, it's already passed. So you're in the buy zone right now. It is what it is. And I think that we have a bounce coming, but I don't know that the bounce is going to be long lived. It's one that I would be more cautious than optimistic at that point. It's like those moments where you have to like kind of taper your expectations. It's not sell calls right away, because if this does continue, I don't want to have short calls in this instance, by the way. It's the first move is to buy protective puts, cheap protective puts, like I said, around 110 when we're trading over 130. And hopefully that kind of insurance goes to zero. Like that, but I'm not going to cap my upside in that instance. That would be best case scenario, but that's kind of wishful thinking. So for right now, I'm one foot in front of the other. I think we have a bounce technically on the chart, but we also have an event tonight, which may end up being a sell the news kind of event. I think this is a tradable zone. I think it looks good, but it has to hold today's low for the broader trend.
Someone says, why buy puts if you're not selling? I think your answer would just be
protective puts. Yeah, and just as long as you know how to do it, right? You don't look at deltas or anything like that. It's about velocity. It's a fraction of the cost for insurance is what it is, called a protective put.
Yeah. Netflix. So they got some news after hours. Looks like Paramount is not going to get the bid. Prediction markets have Netflix at a 70% chance of the highest it's ever been. Do you like this at 95, 96? Potentially back to 110. It's down from 130 at the highs.
That is definitely trading range. So, I mean, that's more trading than hoodie.
Also, they're bringing podcasts onto the platform. They signed a video podcast deal today. So Breakfast Club.
The only thing that's going to move the needle is Netflix After Dark.
Right? I don't know if shareholders would be okay with that, but I mean, Netflix with 3 X's, a different type of Netflix.
Netflix with 3 X's.
It would make them a lot of money, but I don't know if shareholders.
Yeah. This looks like it's going to bounce into the 100 level, but that's where I would be really concerned. Like 102s, I just don't want to see that.
Have you been buying this at all or no?
No, I literally sold it. I said I sold my Netflix shares at 116 on your show. Like up here. It was this moment. This was the support. It came back, retested support, tried it, and just failing. I'm like, no, I know what this setup looks like. This is a bearish reversal long term. So but I also, like, I will say, I don't think it's a straight shot down. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's like a ton of downside. Like maximum downside is like 70s. But yeah, this looks like it can bounce and probably hug around $100 for a little while until it makes the next move. So I think this downside move is probably done for right now. And you probably get a few dollars worth of a bounce, which is tradable. I just don't know that it's going to be a instant reversal. It's really far away from most of these magnet SMAs. So the probability for bounce here with this confluence in terms of like the prior consolidation retest is actually pretty high. So I like it for trade back to the upside. And if you get lucky and it holds over like 102, if it really holds over 108, then yeah, it's all good in the hood. But you're probably going to hit that 20-day simple, which is going to land somewhere up here. That's the first kind of like attraction point, which is going to be about that 101. And then it'll probably stabilize, go sideways. Then it might dip. And if it dips and has a higher low, that's when I might say, okay, this is a real chance of actually reversing. If it bounces over 100 and then can hold 96s, just like this, that would be more structure. That would tell me that, okay, people are actually investing here and not here just for an overnight stand or one night stand, whatever you call it. And right here, right now, January 20th, we have earnings coming. I don't think it's going to be bad earnings. necessarily, but you also have that pre-earnings run up. So this should be mostly done for now and should have a little bounce in it, just over 100. Whether or not it holds, that's TBD.
Okay, SOFI.
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 24s, did it hit it? 25.40.
Yeah, this thing hit 25.30 last night. I don't know. To me, I feel like it's a buy zone, like 25 to 27. I feel like
But this green box is that's the buy zone. This green box,
which it hit last night, right?
Yeah. It could still go deeper.
But like, what? This thing is going below 20. Like,
well, I mean,
November 20.
No, like about 21. CPI is Thursday, so like, again, if the market takes a doo-doo, it's going to be 21.50. That's the buy. This is a nibble, I think, because we need to see more structure. It's technically consolidation. It's more of a wait and see. It's not bad. I already bought it right here, though. Like, I literally just bought it.
So did
right
I.
Here. Yeah.
Around 26. Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's not juicy. So like, if you think about how we're talking out loud about SoFi right now, everybody else is doing the same thing. So what everybody else is going to do, if you're interested in SoFi, you look at it here now and you're like, well, I just bought it. It's at the same price it was when I just bought it. It hasn't really moved anywhere. So there's no real incentive for me to go out and buy more because I'm not getting a discount and it's not in an obvious breakout just yet. It's more like consolidation. So again, one where I would, and that's how the whole thing works. So a little bit more time. If I see something like that, cool. I'll be more inclined, but it needs a little bit more time. And I think I'd want to get past CPI on SoFi. Otherwise, a juicier dip in the low 24s or below is more enticing, because then most people that had it recently would have some kind of discount, if you will. It's not. I need that fire sale, that Christmas, like last day of the year, New Year's, Christmas Day, like Black Friday 2.0 sale. I don't know that I'm going to get it, but if not, I can be patient on SoFi.
Bitcoin. And by the way, before we get into that, Jason's Twitter, please make sure to follow him there.
Yeah, just careful, right? Because you have this consolidation, and this is that the 25 level is that power shift here. So why I'm like, if I do this, that is the buy zone in here. But I mean, time horizon matters. I don't know that would be a big deal. This is like almost like hoodie. I don't know. Do you see Bitcoin?
Yep, Bitcoin.
Libiddy. All right, Biddy.
First of all, before we start, 100K in the next 2 weeks, yes or no?
Ooh.
Put in the chat too. 100K next.
How are you gonna do me dirty like that, dude? You always gotta come out and Tom Lee me, right? Like, dude.
Look, I'm not saying 200 million Bitcoin. I'm not saying something crazy. Okay, is it possible? Yes or no?
Yes. 2 weeks.
I don't know, dude. I want to say no, but Tom Lee is right that the best 10 days for Bitcoin happen like all at once, and it defines the whole year for the.
Well, we talked to everybody about Thanksgiving. I mean, they didn't get the job done on Thanksgiving, so you guys have a second opportunity here come Christmas. As long as you buy it on December 26th and not before. How's that? Can we do it that way?
So start of the rally will be where you think it could.
Yeah, the Santa Claus rally is it can have a really bad start. It does this all the time. Right? Like December 24th, S&P fell 2.7% and then had a 5% move. But the Santa Claus rally starts on December 26th, not before. Just so they know. And,
Dude,
and
I definitely can't take the 26th off. I was gonna take that day off to be with family. It seems like that's an important day. You can't take that day off.
it's an important day, but this is what the Santa Claus rally is. It does exist. What you get is you get an 80% probability of a 1.33% bounce. That's the Santa Claus rally. It has not. This is the Santa Claus rally. Like, it used to be a lot higher. Sorry, I have one of my spreadsheets up on this. So like, we used to get like big rallies sometimes like this, but obviously it's not 100%. Obviously, it is 80%. But the more recent rallies have been kind of muted. Like, this is pretty muted over here. This is around like just under 2%. So it is what it is. But it is a thing.
So you think the last 5 days of the year could be where Bitcoin could make a run to 100?
7. 5 days of the year into the first couple days of New Year next year. Yeah, but I do think that it is. So Ethereum was a good dip to me last time. Bitcoin, I was like not so enticed by. It's held. This is what we would call a bear flag. So like, here's your more recent uptrend, and this happens to be below that prior kind of pivot zone right over here. So that bounce on Biddy was anticlimactic, if you will. I don't care about Bitcoin. I just think it's going to be like, if this is going to be like mega cap versus small cap, Ethereum is going to double Bitcoin's performance. Solana is going to double Ethereum's performance, and Avalanche is going to double Solana's performance. Like, it's just like that. If we do have an alt season, but it's I don't know about this winter, whatever. I think that the bounce can happen. Your time frame is important, but I still like it closer to 75s. Although if it holds 88, then we're fine. If it holds 88, we're good. And we should see a trajectory into 103s right here. But again, what percent is that? Because I'm a trader, that's 16%. I know I'm going to get over 30% on Ethereum. So for that reason, and quite frankly, that reason alone, I have no real interest in going long Bitcoin.
Okay, that is fair.
But yeah, that's I think 103 can change.
All right, we will get into audience requests now for the next hour, and we'll put the timer at 2 minutes 30. Again, Jason's Twitter and YouTube, I'm putting in the chat. Please make sure to follow him, and he'll be live with us tonight for Hood. So,
all
get
right,
his thoughts on it as well.
It's not letting me change my. No, they did a Windows update.
Dude, I got off Windows a long time ago, so I haven't felt that.
Did you?
Why? Yeah.
What do you got, a Mac?
Yeah, I have like 3. I have 3 Macs in my house that I'm just using all day, and then 2 iPads. Okay, let's do.
Ooh, good night.
Dude,
What happened to Costco? Costco looks worse than.
Some freaking bank came out today, tried to defend it. They're like, 1,200. We think. I'm like, get the fuck, 1,200. Like, they're trying to.
This looks a little worse than Netflix, man. I think I'd rather Netflix over Costco at the moment.
Oh, Hunter, I next 10 years, Netflix over Costco.
Wow,
easily.
And I do have a Costco membership. Obviously, you do not, but I also pay for multiple. I just found out that I have multiple Amazon Prime memberships for my households.
Like, you're wasting money.
What's happening? I don't mind Costco though. I think it's a bounce, but these are kind of like tradable bounces. Oh, do you remember looking at JPM and you're like, oh, 4% 4%, nobody cares. And I'm like, boom, right back to the highs,
Right
dude.
back
We're
up. Right
like
back.
so wild. This looks good. I think pull this back, little consolidation though. Don't chase it. But this, and I think it was MasterCard at the same time. That greatest one of the GOAT charts here was a big mover. That buyback and dividend boost. People care sometimes.
Okay, let's get started with these two. These are the two big ones. AMD. Let's start off with that one.
Wrong sector. We should be looking at other sectors. It's fine. I think in 2 weeks we could probably look at this. It's oh shoot. This guy's gonna make me eat my words. I don't know. So wasn't there a technical Tuesday that I said 207 or something? My alert didn't go off.
Are we at 220 right now? We're at 220. Yeah.
Well, that hit the level.
No, we're at 208 right now. No, we're right at your level. Yeah.
It's at my level. My level was right here. It was this little blip, 205, 206 and a half. So now it needs to get back over 210. Over 210 and a quarter, you're good, right? We're good. We're going to bounce at least, probably try and attack this prior 227 level. 227 remains to be that big pivot zone. If it cannot hold that 205 from this morning's low, it's very simply, look, we're going to see that 185. We're going to see that pullback. And it's probably going to breach this prior double bottom. It's probably going to be deeper than that.
But do you think if we see 185 on AMD, then NVIDIA is easily seeing 160?
No.
Okay, you think they're actually separate?
Yeah.
185 would completely take away the entire September OpenAI deal.
It would not. That's 165. But we got to move on.
I mean, technically, yeah, that's fair. Broadcom.
Oh, I said, what did I say? You guys, they know what I said.
What did you say on this one?
I came into your stream and I said 270 the next day, and then it makes its way to 235. I thought, or 335, where it came from. I thought it was being in short order, but what is that? That's 335. That's exactly where it belongs.
Yeah, when me and Chris looked at the multiple on this on the earnings, and I don't know how the hell 420 was even supported with their growth. Like, it's aggressive. Maybe it gets back there, but
yeah, I think it can bounce
higher than NVIDIA.
This can bounce back up to the top of this range at 365, high 365s, right in that area, but it's not out of the weeds. Like it can easily hit its head. So I think tomorrow we can get a bounce, but then again, you have to be really concerned about CPI because you could see this real quick. So the lower end of this is 300, like just over 305. If that really loses it, but this is not going to be out of the weeds until this can hold back over 365. And if it can, then great. And this is a very tradable situation and you want to take that trade. All I'm going to do is from the high to low from right now, because I think this is the near-term bottom. It's basically at support. A bounce can take you, oh, geez. Is that right? A bounce can take you to 380. It's not a bad bounce. A bounce can take you to 380, and it's still being a downtrend. And your little right shoulder is not going to show up until 395. So I think this is a tradable low. Maybe the rotation ends tomorrow. I don't know, but CPI is going to tell a big story. If you thought today was important, tomorrow's also important. Not going to make the trend, but tomorrow's going to be a big day, or not tomorrow. Thursday is going to be a big day.
Okay, IREN.
I'm scared to look, man. I thought we were going long NBIS, short IREN, and Cypher. Is that the deal? If I click this, what's going to happen?
Look, the chart's ugly, but for the record.
Oh, no. It hit it. That's the level. I outlined this. This is our level.
I just want to say, I, Amit, have never said short IREN. Let the record show. Jason said that because when the mob comes to find where you live, because they will, because
I would be long IREN right now.
you know, the IREN Nebius, like they're bad, bro. Like they're like the Crips and the Bloods. Like it's
really
not, yes, you don't disrespect one or the other, bro. You got
the Crips and the Bloods. That's rough.
It's
like
bad.
East Coast, West Coast, like not even like
It's bad.
Sureños, whatever. Like wow.
You can pick who you like, but don't say who you don't like. Then you get.
I don't not like. Anyways, I think this is gonna get bounced.
You would go long here.
I would go long for a tradable range here up to where it just broke down. So you should retest that prior support break right now. If you got long here, this is what we call a lifeline. So I think you get close to that, like low 40s, then you got to be cautious, right? So you can get a bounce like that, like as early as tomorrow. And if it can hold 42 and change, then it's on the mend. It's really on the mend. But right here, right now, you have a pretty high. If it can go as low as 31 and still be in a buy zone. But as long as it's holding 31, you should expect a bounce to 40, mid 40s, low 40s, 42. This blue level, this blue line right here, 42.
Could you see it crack below 30? Like, do you see that? Does the TA indicate?
Not tomorrow, maybe Thursday.
But like 30 is support right now. That's what you're seeing. There's volume. There's like
31.11 is support. It's this box right here. But 33.48, that's exactly. It's a measured move, like from this low to that high. I mean, we're talking like $4.88 low to $79 high. That's the pullback. 33.50.
Yeah.
It's the pullback. So the thing is that if it loses that 31, you need to be short. But for how long? I don't know. It's IREN, dude. It can go all over the place. You shouldn't need to do anything. You do you. I don't know. It looks like it's gonna go lower. And I don't know that IPO high is gonna save it. I would expect it to go in the low 20s if it doesn't hold this area right here, right now. I would expect it to go back to the low 20s, like 21 and change. But it's not going down anymore. So today's probably the low or very close to it. As long as these things can hold through Thursday, through the end of Thursday, intraday Thursday, not a big deal. I don't care. But through the end of Thursday, I think we bought him, dude. Like, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I'm not bearish. I'm pretty bulled up right now across the board for all asset classes.
There was also a data center bill that's passing Congress that should be good for them too. Yeah.
Anyways, I think we had good pullbacks after decent bounces. This one never even got a bounce, so it's probably time. Let's move on. What did you want to do, Cypher?
No, I wanted to do.
Cypher's more bullish than IREN.
We do Cypher.
I'm done. I already did it. That was it. It's more bullish than IREN. Same story though. Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't break.
So two things. Number one, looks like Waymo is raising at 100 billion, bullish Google. So looks like there's some more money that's getting pumped into that. The one I wanted to do was before Google, Micron. They have earnings tomorrow, so I know it's going to be hard to do it. But here's my question: do you think Micron's in a Broadcom situation where it's pumped way too much, and if it's not a perfect quarter, this thing could take a nasty dip?
Well, I think that the CEO knows better than to say we're sold out for 2 years, which is almost, I feel like almost what Broadcom said the other day. But Micron, he knows better now. I'm pretty sure that's what he said right here. And then the stock dropped to $60. What a chart, dude. So we are in a SSD, like we are in what do you call it? HBM super cycle. That's for sure. But it's hot. It's coming in really hot. I think, God, it's tomorrow. What time tomorrow? Is it after the close?
Yeah, after the close.
If
I mean,
you're
dude, the thing is
worried
up
about,
200 year to date.
oh yeah,
Freaking, no, now it's 145, but still 145. Sorry, 166%. It's a big move.
Well, so I took this little blip to the downside, and I thought it was fine. Like I thought that was a good enough pullback for at least for the moment. And then it has what's like a look above and fail right here. So it's not super bullish. I would probably leave this alone, but I might. This is going to affect your Western Digital, your Seagate, your SanDisk. I would probably take a pairs trade. I would not trade Micron because it's not going to be worth it. But if Western Digital, Seagate, or SanDisk do not have earnings, because I'm an options trader, they're not going to have the implied volatility. So I take a pairs trade on this because this is going to affect. This is going to affect your. It's going to affect our NVIDIA. It's going to affect. Oh man, like all of it. So. Yeah. I think it's very possible that it does do a Broadcom move. Let me just cap this. So here's the consolidation. It's got to hold 217. Upside or downside is, it's what I thought it was, 156.
Yeah.
That's a lot of up. That's a lot of downside. That's what it is.
The fundamental bullish case, though, is that memory is really, really important and becoming more and more important. So maybe the earnings are that phenomenal, but then again, Broadcom had a pretty damn good quarter. It's just
no, I get it. I gave it credence. I said we're in a HBM super cycle, but that's priced in. So upside is 300. Downside's 150s. From a trend perspective, based on this single consolidation right here.
Yeah, and I agree. Micron does not look expensive like Broadcom. They're not the same type of expensive, but momentum is very similar in terms of the level of year-to-date returns.
Are you sure? I mean, $260 billion for the thing is
the PE. Micron is at 30. Broadcom, even after the drawdown, is at 71. That's after the 30%.
Yeah, my only issue with these is that there's no proprietary sauce. Like Broadcom has their own, like it's a chip that they designed. Micron doesn't. What? It's what's the word I'm looking for?
SK Hynix, there's a Samsung, there's a bunch of competitors.
Yeah, it's a commodity. So I don't know what makes Micron special.
But I feel like even if it's a commodity, there is so much, as you said, there's so much demand for HBM that it doesn't matter. Like same thing with the server racks.
I think at a certain point it needs to matter, which is what that is my point, right? Like I think at this point it needs to have some kind of proprietary component. Other than you can't have this kind of run and just be a commodity in my mind, unless you're, I mean, even gold, like it's like, I don't know. You can, as long as there's still demand, but yeah, SanDisk is in the same spot. WDC is in a similar, WDC is stronger. At least Western Dig, dude, that's 60 billion market cap. And I know it was like a $20-something. This is the $20-something stock this year.
This stupid thing, this and SanDisk, bro.
I
don't even know
why. Listen, we come to you for all these stock picks all the time. We rely on you. We look towards your. Dude,
no one even knew they went
research.
public. Like that's how like off the radar these shits.
And you failed us. You just like, where were you?
I didn't know a spin out was happening the way that, but no, these crushed it. Like I didn't think SanDisk, dude. SanDisk is like, I've known that company for 20 years. I didn't know they were going public again.
Like Seagate, dude, 61 billion. 66. I mean,
Crazy, dude.
yeah. What happened, guys? It's all Amit's faults. 100%.
Google. Let's do that one.
Google hit the level, dude. The GOOGL. So 302, that was that session gap, that hard gap. I want to see it hold now. I think it can bounce. Now, I just don't know how big of a bounce we're gonna get. And my biggest thing. So the pullback is completed. We're at 302. We filled this session gap. It's still going to be today's low. But this is all like, I had covered calls on Apple that I closed today too, or like, I not covered calls, call credit spreads, like bear credit spreads, closed. This one I would close, trade complete. Let's see what happens next. So, I mean, these have been beautiful premium sellers. Like that's been the way to trade them. These guys, but I think it really needs to get higher for me to get more bullish. Like it needs to get over 310 and hold. Otherwise, like 311 is resistance. So I would be cautious at this 311.24, basically today's high right here. That's not a good look from a high perspective, but the downside target has been acquired. So to me, like that trade should be over for a lot of people, which means that it can bounce a little bit, but it really needs to trend over this. Because if it gets lower, it doesn't, just because that trade is completed, there might be a new downside trade. Because here it's like, if it goes lower than 300, then premiums to the downside will actually start to expand, and you actually want to be buying puts. But I think this is good for here for now. Let's see how far it can go, and if it's got new life. Over 315 is actually going to start looking a lot better. It really needs to get over 320, 319. It's this level right here. So it can bounce quite a bit like this. 318.69 right over here. That is where I would really be kind of like cautious at that point, slightly cautious. It could pull back and ideally it gets trapped in this zone around 315 and eventually breaks out. That would be your best case bullish scenario. And that trajectory is pretty much picture perfect. That's very standard. So I think you could probably continue to sell calls, maybe just higher at this point, or even I wouldn't sell puts yet, but possibly. But that would be the best case scenario for Google, which means that it's probably going to be a Q1 mover and maybe a little bit of a blip into the Santa Claus rally up to 318, 319.
Okay. Grab.
Is this because I gave you a hard time about the HPMs?
No. Why? What does that have to do with it?
Well, this was the other pick. So,
some
of those HPMs were. So, they almost bought this today. Tomorrow, I think I'll buy it if I see green.
Yeah, dude, I you can explain technically, but I've talked to a couple people over the past couple of days. We have no clue what's going on this. I mean,
technically, this is the spot, right? So I would expect.
I feel like this would be the spot. It's just the fact that it's below 5 after a year is, after all the earnings growth, after all the fundamentals, it's very confusing.
It's typical non-US type equity thing. Like look at Baba, look at JD, look at Baidu. They're not doing good right now. They had massive runs though, and then they're going all the way back to where they came from. So,
well, I think those are up a lot year to date. Though. Like Baba, it's
not for long.
No, but dude, it's up 75%. Like I know it's down, but it's had a big grab. Is up like 2% this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Fundamentally, a lot of the international stocks have worked.
Yeah.
But
and yeah, but so I think they have like Baba's got more room to go down. It bounced a little bit, but I mean, trade to 200 from 80s, that was perfect. But since we're on it, like, but that, and I was in this trade, we just didn't cover it here. That is boom, an exact bearish retracement, 50%, like to the penny, stopped, rejected. Now we're pulling back. So I think you can have a pullback here. That 120 was that last one. If this doesn't hold, and this is just like, this is just like grab. So Baba's in the same situation where, like, if it doesn't hold now, it's no good. But I'd rather grab over Baba just because I'm a little bit more comfortable with this. And if I took this from this recent 330 low to that absolute top, this is that first spot. It's $5. That's that 50% range. So if it holds tomorrow, that's it. That's how it should be, and we should be bouncing. If it doesn't, well, it's 450.
No.
But I think that should be it.
That'll be back to June lows at that point too.
Yeah.
All right. We'll also get some updates with GoTo, so we'll see fundamentally if that affects the stock.
What is this market cap? 20 billion? I mean, okay, find us another $20 billion market cap stock. I think you said it was Roku. Sorry, Roku's 16 billion.
You love this company, dude. You love Roku.
I don't know. I'm just saying, where's the rotation? What's the sector? Whatever. This going higher. What if Roku is a long? What if Roku is a trade? It is like, why is it not going down yet? I don't know.
By the way, Rocket Lab up after hours. They're bringing their launch forward by several months.
Dude, you guys need to cut it out.
Look at that. I feel like you're right. I feel like she's got so many catalysts next year to just, and she's going to be profitable in like 2 quarters.
All right, well, this is the one then. I feel like this might be the
space, baby.
So dumb. So dumb. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Can
we do
remember
Webull?
SpaceX? Oh wow.
Oh, the coin, the crypto coin?
No, SPCE.
Oh, that's Virgin.
Virgin Galactic. What happened?
Is this still around?
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, do we need to go long Virgin Galactic?
Wait, has it pumped recently? Is it catching a bit?
Well, it's time.
No, this thing is down 20% in the past 5 days. This thing is a piece of garbage, bro.
What happened?
Yeah, Richard Branson did not get this one in the right place. It's down 98% all time, bro. In 2021, this thing was $900.
Oh yeah. Trust me,
my God.
I remember. Your boy was trading it. Hey, but this looks like it's go for a bounce. Actually, just saying. What was
okay?
Webull. Oh man, I was gonna do Newsmax.
Dude, I forgot Newsmax was a thing.
Missed it, dude. What happened?
Didn't that go up like 10x when it IPO'd?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it went from it went from 20 to 233. Now it's at $9.
So is it a buy? It's only one point.
I mean, if Trump keeps going on their network and they
Hey, is the Netflix thing good for Newsmax?
I don't think there's a correlation with that one.
I don't know. All right, so let's go to Webull. All right, I had a session gap on Webull here filled. See, this is what I'm talking about. It needs to get over whatever that is, 870 something, 872, which it could do tomorrow. This is support from that more recent move right here. So this is your support area. And if I draw it across, you're really close right there. You're basically on it. So if you were to take an entry, it would basically be right now. but you don't want to see this below like 8.15. This is a penny stock trader. Let's see. Yeah, I have a couple confluences just from a price action perspective, but for this to actually get a good bounce, it needs to get over 9. And from a long-term perspective, you can't think this is a long. This is just this is a.
I think whatever Robinhood's about to announce tonight is once again going to make people remember there's a difference between Webull and Hood.
At best case scenario, Webull can get back to 1150, but it's a hard sell at 1150.
Yeah, dude, I just don't know what people are excited about in this. I've really tried to give it the grace too. Like, I'm not trying to be biased here. And
you literally bought it. I remember.
I bought it, and I think I lost like $500 on it. But I wanted to be down with the crowd. I
Yeah, that's not
maybe
bad.
A little mini Robinhood. Maybe it's like, no, dude, there's nothing.
This is what you get for cheating on your,
Yeah, it's literally what I did. Yo, by the way, the Schwab CEO did an interview today, and he threw some heavy shots at Hood.
I think I've seen some of that.
We can watch a couple of the clips, but he basically was like, Vlad is like a child. Like, it was, I was listening. I was like, damn, this guy.
They're so jealous, dude. They're so jealous.
Okay, let's do one more, then I'll pull up that clip. Yeah, VG, let's do this one.
Yeah, so we had a little consolidation here at the lows. This is the actual low, 670. So just on something like this, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. I mean, not that much difficult, but here's your consolidation range. So see where this was support. I mean, TA is TA, but fundamentals like here was that support, tried to be support, broke down, ends up being resistance right here. So that's how I define 870, right? And then right here, I can see support showing up here, support showing up here, and turn into resistance one more time. So that gives me this little gray box that lines up with the prior all-time low. Now, if we're going, so first of all, it's got to get back over 676 to be thinking downtrend. And for right now, sorry. This is actually very similar to how I got to BMNR. But what I just did was I did an extension on that range. So here, if I was to double this, the full doubling is 490. So that's your maximum downside. But quite frankly, most of the time you don't always get the full extension. You usually get like half the extension, which puts you at 555. And this little box between 583 and 555. So the first extension on this breakdown is actually completed. So that's the good news. The better news is that if it gets over 590s and holds, then you should probably very quickly see 676, at which point you want to be a little bit more cautious. That's going to line up with your 20-day. But if you can get over and hold 675s, basically the bottom of that round box, I'd expect this to move and travel right back to that prior resistance here. So it's an interesting spot. Even that's 40%. I don't know that you get a 40%, but you should at least expect to bounce into that 676. What I'm going to do is say, all right, 676 to 768. Odd how that happens. So if you can get over, then you can expect to retrace half of this range, which is going to land you at 768, which is going to line up right here with this support, trend resistance, at which point you should probably take measures or consider that trade completed and on to the next one, which, by the way, we're on to the next one. Next.
Okay. Before we go to the next one, here was the Schwab CEO today throwing some shit.
I had a photo I wanted to maybe show you from a story I did recently.
Familiar with that
my goodness.
photo and the story. You did a really nice job with that
Thank
story.
you. Thank you. I wanted to ask if we can ever expect you in a jumpsuit at any Schwab event.
You're not going to see me in an F1 jumpsuit. Here's why. I think it sends the wrong message to young investors.
Already, he's like, yeah, I don't like his outfit.
He's got nothing else. He's got, I mean, dude, what a G. I mean, look, that's what this has come to. That's all I know. They got nothing else to say.
Jumpsuit. Here's why. I think it sends the wrong message to young investors. Young investors ought to be focused on saving. They ought to be focused on the merits of long-term investing. If they want to actively trade, that's great, but they shouldn't expect a quick hit. And what comparing investing to a race does is it teaches the young investor, you got to win today. You've got to go fast. And if that stock's not going up today, gosh, something's going wrong. What we talk to our clients about is have a plan, stick to the plan, invest for the long term. There's going to be ups and downs. You've got to navigate those. And that's how you accumulate wealth. And I really worry about the message that's being sent to young investors that you've got to get these quick hits as it relates to investing.
I've talked to Robinhood about this, and this is what their chief brokerage officer, Steve Quirk, told me. The next generation of investors, that's who we serve. We are introducing more assets and capabilities to people because that's what they want. Is it true that you have to maybe do things in this way to cater to millennials and Gen Z?
We are crushing it with the young investor, and we're doing it the Schwab way, which is to help them in their financial life get to where they want to be. The average age of our client is in its 40s. The average age of our new client is in its 30s. The most downloaded article we have this year is the basics of bond investing. And 75% of the people that downloaded it are under the age of 35. And a third are under the age of 24. So we've got young investors that are taking the long-term view, thinking about diversification. And that's who tends to come to Schwab. And it's why we're winning. We're $11.8 trillion of assets. We've brought in $400 billion of new assets just this year through October, which I think is bigger than the firm that thinks it's winning with young investors. So I'd say we're crushing it with the young investor.
This guy is delusional. I love it, but
did you hear that at the end? He's like, yeah, we brought in more assets than the firm that thinks they're winnings, which he's right about. Robinhood doesn't have 400 billion.
Yeah. But like that is exactly why Robinhood exists. It's because like they can't, Schwab is a great company, by the way. It's a great company. It's where I have my money. Actually, I don't even trade actively on Robinhood. I use Thinkorswim. Robinhood's it doesn't have the features I need, but that sucked. That interview where he was like just so disconnected to his like the next generation. It just made me feel like he was saying, I know best, son.
But he's misdiagnosing why Schwab is winning. Schwab is winning because if your parents use Schwab, then you're probably going to use Schwab. It's just a natural tendency. But when I have kids and I'm using Robinhood, my kid, he's not thinking about the future.
He's not. Honestly, I don't know that he's wrong about what he said in terms of like, you shouldn't think that you're going to get this quick hit and all that kind of stuff.
Which I agree with. I think that stuff is normal.
Yeah.
Robinhood's incentivizing people to get the quick hit. I don't know if that's
he's not wrong in that regard, but I would just say it's like, it's just a culture thing. It's the culture. That's the difference in culture. The culture of fraud finance is what you just saw.
Also, how is Robinhood incentivizing a quick hit? Like you can do 0 DTEs on Schwab. You can have all
better. You can do 0 DTEs better on Schwab. Like
better,
like I mean, so like, are we gonna take down Active Trader Pro? Which, by the way, why did you even buy TD Ameritrade if you didn't have an interest in?
Why did you buy a trading platform? If your whole goal was for people to not get a quick hit.
Was Street Smart's Edge not good enough? Because like, I mean, that was like the original, which by the way went to Schwab to die, so that sucked. But anyways,
reading the definition of trading is getting a quick hit, and this guy's, so I thought it was weird how he said it. But if that's his only retort to Robinhood, then I think we're in good hands with it.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, and so I agree. I mean, it's what it is. I was just looking at the chart. I was like, chart doesn't look bad. Actually, chart looks good. But maybe this is broadening. How about that? But
Yeah.
it's funny, right? I think that's just the old school finance. He's not wrong, but it's the difference of culture, being able to connect with the customers. I helped launch Street Smart Pro. Dude, Street Smarts Pro was not a bad platform. Like when in its heyday, it's what you had. Amit has no idea what we're talking about.
I generally don't know.
I really miss on Street Smarts Pro. They had this really cool order called a walk limit order. Man, I cannot find a walk limit order for the life of me. But that was pretty sweet. Anyways, moving on.
All right, so we got about 25 minutes left. Put your tickers in the chat. I am going to go relieve my bladder real quick. So Jason, you pick the ticker that pops up in the chat, the one you see the most. I'll be back.
My chat is delayed, so I think I need to.
I'll be back before you're done with the TA on this one. I'll be right back.
No, yeah, I have to open this. Okay, so all right, so now I see him. We did Tesla already. All right, Workday from Peter. That one we haven't seen in a while. I don't hate Workday. This is like, is it Workday versus ServiceNow kind of situation? I got to clean this up because this is very chop suey. I think you got to go into a weekly on Workday to see something. That's a monthly. So on a monthly, we can see it a little bit cleaner. 226 is a pretty key pivot. We got earnings coming. Ooh, not for a while. Is that a while? March. Yeah. So here's that prior pivot on Workday. This, I don't know. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. It's looking rougher and rougher as I zoom in. This is what we call that value area low. So here's the recent lows. I think you could see that, but I don't know that it's necessarily going to break here. Definitely over 226, you're back into the range over 240, and you're really just at the end of the day just traversing this value area. We call this fair value. But here now you're at the low end of that range, 213, which it usually gets bought up at. So this might not be bad because it has a big daily range, 14% upside, but it's still definitely in consolidation. Here's your consolidation. It's essentially a ginormous wedge. I wouldn't necessarily count it out, but it's struggling. I'm just going to look at service now because it's going to be in the same sector. Software, man, these software names kind of got hit. So nearly towards the lows. Yeah, watch these two. They'll typically move together-ish. All right.
CoreWeave. That's a big
Are
one.
you back?
Yeah, dude, I'm back.
Go away. CoreWeave.
Wait, Trump just posted. Hold on.
All right.
What the hell did he say? Numbers recently released show that tariffs have reduced the trade deficit of the United States by more than half. This is larger than anyone except me project. And will only get stronger in the future. There's a capital me, by the way. Everybody should pray that the United States Supreme Court has the wisdom and genius to allow tariffs to guard our national security and our financial freedom. They are evil American hating forces against us. We cannot let them prevail. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Okay, there you go.
All right.
All right, CoreWeave.
So CoreWeave got the first move and hit like extensions 91. I think this is probably from our technical Tuesday. That's an extension level from this consolidation here. So I can take that down. So it hit resistance, pulled back. You wanted this to hold at 85. It did not. And so because it did not, it goes all the way back to the lows. And here we are. So the low from before still stands. It's still what you want to see hold. So here it is at the lows. This is a higher risk reward than NBIS, but this is it.
This is
Would
scarier
you
than
rather
NBIS, 'cause they have
CoreWeave or
the-
NBIS?
Well, they have the OpenAI contract. That's the issue here. The market doesn't like OpenAI right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be more of a bad thing than good.
Dude,
But
OpenAI turned into the thing that would pump your stock to the thing that will dump your narrative quick.
yeah,
No one believes they have the money. That's like the scary part here. Okay, MP. Any thoughts on rare earths right now? Or is that trade done?
I think that's gonna pull back. What? Shoot, never mind. It already pulled back. Look, that thing's down 50%. So what are we doing in MP? Like we're already past the.
It's made a move this year, a big move.
If we're going into Goldilocks, I actually don't want to be in precious metals, so this might be a short.
Yeah, I just think the trade happened already. I mean, there's.
Oh
always
no,
gonna
the trade happened already. It's not a thought. It happened. It's like the thing went from like $20 to $100.
Yeah.
But if you're more interested in this very, very long term, you want to see this hold 47s. If it doesn't hold 47s, then you're going back to 30s. So just be really cautious on that. This was that last earnings way over here, and it's well below that. So from that major, $20 to $100 rip, $50 is going to be that happy medium spot, just slightly below 47s. That's going to line up with your 200-day simple moving average. Typically on these, I actually like to wait for it to breach the 200-day and then see some kind of structure like that show up and then go, which may be below the 200-day. Technically, the 200 is still sloping higher, but if this goes any lower, then you're going to get that distance between these SMAs expand. I just think this is going to probably go into more contraction before it makes the next move. I think it's come down 50% from the highs, so it's a little too low to short, but it's still not exactly at the greatest spot for me to want to trade it. I think you see lower, but it's a day trader right now. I think that the main trade is over.
Okay.
You might want to look at FCX if you like MP. This is copper.
This is a copper miner, right?
Yeah, copper is doing the. Look at this, this broadening. If you're gonna go somewhere like this might have a move coming. This is real tight. I mean, this is really consolidating. Shoot, I might need to take this. But that's the 65s over here. And if we look at copper, wow, where's what the hell's the ticker for copper? Oh my God. We'll just look at this. You're going, I don't know if this is the right one. Copper.
I use
Future.
COPX. That's like a miner.
There you go.
Copper? Okay.
No. The asset. You're gonna try and go. So if this can go, COPX is the ETF, right? Cohort. Look at that.
I sold this at 64, so it's done a nice move since then. Okay,
Wow.
can we do silver while we're on the? Do you think silver's toppy or?
Well, I think gold's probably toppy. Silver can probably
chart.
continue. But the reason I look at copper because I'm just going next down the chain from that perspective. So
By the way, guys, my uncle sold his silver like 10%.
I'm thinking that I need to go to a dealer pretty soon.
He's long copper, but he texted me last week. He was like, I sold all my silver. I thought he was still long, but about 10% ago. So he made good money, but
oh yeah. Like really good money.
He bought this thing at like 25. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I bought legitimate bullion at 17s in here. So I'm sitting on like a safe Who keeps them
But
safe?
so if someone bought silver at like 2x ago, do you think it's a sell? Do you think it's a trim, or do you think it's a ride it out for the everything bubble of 26?
So silver looks different than gold to me. Gold looks a little toppy. So I don't see any signs of exhaustion here on silver. So this one looks like it could still have legs. Geez, that's like nearly 60, mid 60s.
I feel like it's becoming a very popular trade, which is not the best for its longevity. Like you got a bunch of people just saying, "Oh, I'm buying silver." You know, it's becoming like a thing now, and maybe that's too much money chasing it.
Yeah, well, gold has bucked the trend anyways, but like it's just massive moves. Gold is different, where this looks like more consolidation. So this one, you filled this gap. I don't know that this is ready to go. Like you got a big bounce. I think this pulls back a little bit and then consolidates. But either way, we should probably look at the dollar, and because these are dollar denominated assets. The thing that would bother me here is that the dollar is at this general support area, which I don't know that it would break down from. Although the euro has been really strong, so there's that. But I would expect to see some kind of a bounce in the dollar here, which would be somewhat bearish for like definitely a gold, but silver, copper, a little bit more utility mix in these two. I think they're okay, but it would be hard. It's hard to press them.
Gold also has the central bank support.
Gold also has central bank support, yeah.
You know,
and like international central bank support.
Okay, Bloom Energy.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. So last time we were here is like, this is the same chart. Had a head and shoulders look, you're at the spot. And we said that if it doesn't break down, we can have this bounce. Actually, I had 113s. I did not have all the way up there. But that is not a bullish bounce. It's not a big enough. That's a bearish retracement right there. So again, you haven't broken the neckline yet, but you're at the level. You're on it. So if it doesn't break down tomorrow, I don't think it's going to break down yet, but just know what the rest of this looks like. I mean, Bloom is one I'm not. Well,
a lot of people fundamentally like it. I have not done any research on it, but people do like the ticker.
I think they fundamentally like the idea of it. And if you're sold out for multiple years, again, that's not bullish.
Because
that means you don't. Yeah, that's not bullish. That's like bearish. So what else are they going to sell? You're done. You're not going to collect any more money till when? When did you say? 2027? 2026.
But I don't even know. I haven't even looked at their. Are they sold out for next year? I have no idea.
I think they were at like. Anyways, we'll see.
I know Camilo likes this. I don't know why, but
it's at, well, because he probably bought it $2.
Okay, I don't think he got in at $2. I think he got in recently. But
7. My dad bought this at IPO, and so it.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, actually.
Wait, legit? So you've known about this stock for a while?
Oh yeah, for a very long time. IPO is like, it was a poop show, right? I know the stock. Like I legit know the stock, and I know that whatever's happening right now is not the stock. It's not. It was a business shift. It's a total shift. It's not Bloom Energy. It's not.
Dude, I didn't even know they went public in 2020. I really have not looked at this. Wow.
Yeah. So anyways, let me finish this off. It's at the level. If it doesn't break down, it's going to be a failed head and shoulders for now, which means really consolidation. So you can have another bounce up into the like mid 100s, like 110s, but it's not out of the weeds until it's like well over this box, which takes it up to 123. If it is trending over 123, look, that is complete failure, head and shoulders. But until then, it's still attempting this. This is one attempt. A lot of times when you have these things just go sideways, dude, like for a while. So I would just watch it, be patient. If you like it, own it. That's fine. All this says is that if you really like it, well, you get a better buy around 45, low 50s. All right. But it's not breaking down yet. Also not breaking down yet. There's your consolidation.
PayPal.
PayPal.
So long for you next year?
Bloom?
No, PayPal.
I think
It's
I
a
would rather
bank
Bloom.
now, bro. It's a bank.
I think I would rather Bloom.
Okay, that's fair.
Is it?
I mean, I would sleep better at night with PayPal, but I understand why.
No, I would sleep better at night with municipal bonds. How about that?
The fact that someone says bonds would be safer than PayPal, given how
It's
PayPal's-
true. Hey,
No.
munis are a good trade right now. Thank you very much.
dude, there's a lot of tax advantages with Moonies too.
Oh yeah, and this is where we're going. I think I don't hate the trade at all. But yeah, this is the general lows of support. It got through earnings. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Were you on this call? Dude, that's devastating.
Oh yeah, it pumped on earnings. I forgot.
That is devastating. Oh, I feel so bad. That's worse than NVIDIA. That's worse than SOFI.
That's so bad, bro. So bad.
82 to 60. Oh,
Imagine buying it at 82 on the breakout, or even at
we stop that.
75.
We stop that right now. Oh man. But hey, look, this is the lows. I think across the board, it's either the highs or the lows. A lot of these charts are probably at the lows. So the odds are that this probably is closer to the lows than anything else. The question is like SMCI. Does it actually get up and to the right? Even though it's at the lows, it could just hover here for a while before it actually goes. So it needs a new catalyst. Whatever the last catalyst was, bank stuff, nobody cares. It's not a personal opinion. The market doesn't care, and I can see that reflected in the price. So that's not good enough. It needs something else. When it comes out, cool. The price will tell us.
Okay, SMCI.
Oh, speaking of, thank you. It's the same thing. So I'm at the lows, but I don't think I'm going any lower. I really don't. But I'm definitely not going higher. We didn't get this breakout. Hits this 20, comes back in. Still 200 week. I got a little bit of a double bottom. I'm not going anywhere. Just holding tight. Let me just see. This is the same thing. It's like it's the lows, but I don't know. If this thing goes any lower, that's just going to be crazy. But I still feel like, all right, this is fine. I just got to be patient. You got to be super patient on this if you like it. It's going to have earnings coming. If there's Micron is going to affect it tomorrow. CPI is going to affect everything on Thursday. We still got a lot of stuff to get through. Just we got to taper expectations for the next 72 hours, get through the week, and then see where the dust settles. But here now, that should have been the lows on your favorite double bottom pattern here. He's just stunted, man. Very stunted. Cheap stays cheap. Eventually, it'll have a round, but I don't think he's going bankrupt. It's just clearly not the best. I might rather Dell.
I actually think I would rather SMCI over Dell. I feel like there's more of a 40%.
I know. I was like top reseller for Dell. I have like lots of Dell certifications. I gotta have some kind of like. I like Michael. Michael's a good dude. So
Did you ever get to meet him?
yeah, he started this company in his garage, not unlike others that you know of. literally started this company in his garage. I've
Yeah,
met
he's
him.
like-
I've talked to him. I've had conversations with him. But like, if you asked him, do you know who Jason is? He's like, no.
Paper Gains is? Oh yeah, Paper Gains.
No.
Of course.
No. No idea.
Okay, ONDS. ONDS. This one.
All right,
has
what's
been
gonna
going
go?
through.
No,
not
no,
that
we're good. It's doing exactly what we said it was gonna do, man. Like literally to a T. This is the box that it trades in. We've outlined this box. Look right there to right here. Ping pong. Be patient. This is act right. As long as it stays in this box, that's the consolidation. We literally outlined this. So yeah, eventually, you think it was 16 or something up in here, but that's more January effects. So 7.5 or so here to there. This is the range this is our range. This looks fine. It's doing what it's supposed to do. The plan was never to have it break out completely. The plan was to let it chop around in this box for a while, because if you're thinking about breaking out of this range, you kind of want to give this some time for investors to really build. And this process is exactly that. So if it's over that 930, like in strength, okay, cool. But expect that 930 to be resistance for the week. And then we'll see how everything unfolds next week after we get CPI and all that. Things can change a lot after Thursday.
Etsy, you still like that one?
I do, but not. It didn't do what I was looking for. So it held, but it's not showing me the momentum. Here, like it was like pull back, hit this head. It's still holding, but I think tomorrow it's like I either shit or get off the pot. I don't want to see this go any lower. This is support. This is like the stop loss, if you will. But this is the consolidation. This is the box that I want to see it trade out of. It's gone from the top of the box to the bottom of the box, but I don't want to see it go any lower than that. Otherwise, see you later. Bye. But for right now, it's over the 20, but it's been trending towards the 20. I know you need to buy some more Etsy gear. Oh my goodness. You know what I got?
Someone is dumping Tesla after hours.
It's not me.
That bad boy.
I've been here with you guys.
Tesla sales in California set to be suspended? What? No way. No
Oh,
way.
yeah. Thanks, Gavin.
That's absolute nonsense. No way. Tesla, I'm not saying the person who posted that is nonsense. I'm just saying that's kind of crazy to even imagine. That's the headline. That is the headline. Tesla sales in California set to be suspended. Could that even be possible? Can California ban a company?
Dude, California is the stupidest state to live in.
No, there's no way that's possible, dude. Like even Gavin Newsom would not. How do you just stop a company from That's the headline.
Pre-sales?
I'm getting it. Bro, what, does this even make sense? Tesla? What agency is saying this? And why are the cops always outside my apartment? What do they want from me, dude? Goodness. That's wild, bro. California is like one of the biggest states in America.
Whose agency?
I don't know. It just says agency. Is that the DMV of California? This feels like some bullshit, bro. This rule feels like absolute nonsense. 2% down. That makes no sense, bro. An agency bans Tesla from... Oh, DMV. Yeah. Cactus says DMV. Cactus, can you get us some detail? How the hell can the DMV ban a company from... I mean, unless the cars were like super unsafe or like they didn't meet the regulatory requirements, but... Does this affect
That
the
is
TA?
wild.
I mean, yeah, if this is true, Tesla's losing hundreds of thousands of cars per year. I can't believe this.
Oh,
is true.
Tesla sells more, more in California than anything else, right? We have to be like the highest grossing state for Teslas.
You have to. I think it's New Jersey, California, and then Texas in the U.S.
No way New Jersey sells more Teslas than us.
No. California's first. I think New Jersey's second or third.
I was driving up and down my block, and it was like I never noticed that. Like, I think every other house here owns like some kind of red Tesla, like all parked in the driveway or something. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
So as of 2023, it's California, Florida, Texas, Washington, then New Jersey.
Dude,
Damn,
we
bro.
are 4x everybody.
There's no way this headline is real. I cannot believe it's starting to recover after. There's no way the headline.
Can I buy some Tesla right now?
DMV alleges Tesla misled consumers about autopilot and FSD, leading to a proposed 30-day sales suspension. A decision appears imminent based on recent reports. 30
Take
days
it back
is still
down.
not
Take
good.
it back down. It's already going back up. Dang it. Come on. I didn't get.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I mean, if it is 30 days, that's not good. That's not like the end of the world. But
Did you hear that order?
yeah, I heard through Windows.
This is
Have you never used a Mac? Have you always been on Windows?
I've used Macs, but I don't. It's not what I don't. What's the word? I didn't learn on Macs, so I don't know the keystrokes and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens with that news, but I don't think it's something where you get rid of all your Tesla on that headline. All right, so we got like
It might give you a better dip buy tomorrow because
Yeah.
like 467 still. Although we needed to hold that. It's funny how these things happen literally at that exact 488
every
level.
time, right? Every
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, last year, December 17th, which is tomorrow, was the top for Tesla, the short-term top. It took a year to get back there. It would be
Wow.
crazy.
So you're bearish.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying historically, that's what happened last year. It'd be crazy if it happens again. I mean, today's price action made me feel like, no, this thing is busting through. And then your TA kind of confirmed it. But if there's a fundamental piece of news that ruins it, then
Yeah. Well, that's always a thing, right? Like technicals can only take you so far.
California DMV rules that Tesla may continue selling cars in state after ruling in self-driving marketing case.
So
Okay,
headline already reversed.
The beauty of the markets.
If stuff like that happens, if it's already reversed, like people might have just sold, they're gonna have like FOMO right back in.
Oh,
I don't know.
100% right back.
Which would create another squeeze. That's how you get to 600, just like that. But
Dude, people got mad at me when I bought at 355 before Q2. I remember I posted on Twitter.
They
I got a
love
lot
to
of
buy
shit on
stocks
Twitter.
at
And I posted
all-time
that.
highs. They love it when you buy at the highs. You buy at the
I-
lows, like when you're supposed to buy it. They hate it.
I posted that screenshot. The amount of people that got mad. I'm like, bro, I missed the 290 Epstein dump. I should have been buying the shit out of that dump. So screw it. $60 later.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do like 5 more.
Yeah, I just picked up
Galaxy.
Galaxy. I saw this go through a couple times. So you're at the 200-day. We'll see what happens here. I think it was looking really good. Didn't hold the channel, but here is this broader kind of like, not broader, but like these two little blips on the radar is here. Now, I don't hate Ethereum or any of these, even MSTR. I think it's at that value area lows. Look, across the board, I think we can bounce, especially on some of these names. It might be an oversold bounce, which is not a big deal, but it's got to trend over 30. Here now, this is $25. $30 is actually a big bounce from a percentage perspective. If you're just an equities trader, that's 25%. But it's got to hold that level. That's what's important here. This still looks good. It's still holding this general area. I don't want to see that get lost, because if it does, then it's closer to 19. That's your next area down here, just under 20, 18, 19, right over here.
Can we do APLD as well? Same category, data center.
Is it? I don't know what APLD is. I mean, I know what it is, but well, I don't think this got it back to where it came. So it's still got a long ways to get to 110. But it's a joke. I don't, you're at the same spot. So similar spot. Look, today's going to mark the high or the low for the most part. This stuff here, if Thursday's low is the same low as today's low, so let's say you get a little bounce. And if Thursday's low is like a mid double bottom and we start trending higher from Thursday's low into next week, that's going to matter. That's going to mark a significant low across the board. This is a spot. 2165 is a spot for sure on APLD. Does it get higher? I don't really know. What it has to do is it has to get over 31 and hold. And if it can get over 31, so expect to bounce as high as 29s. Don't wait for 30. But if you can get this, cool. Then this whole thing is just one giant consolidation. And we're actually talking about a lot more. But we're not quite there yet. This is a spot though. So you can be constructive here, but you got to see it trend over 30 moving forward next in the following weeks.
Circle.
Oh, Circle. Crowd does not look good. Done. Circle. It's rapid fire.
For those who care about crowd, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. I don't mind. We'll remember Crowd, Datadog, the Infotech Zscaler. Those were like my shorts. But anyways, so here we should look at Datadog. That chart is nasty. Circle's holding IPO price. Never got the bounce to 106. So this still has a bounce up to 106-ish for Circle in play. Maybe even higher. This has got to have, I don't know. I quite frankly, this is Tether, right?
Well, stablecoin. So yeah, technically.
Tether though, right?
It's different than Tether. Well, it's not literally Tether.
Is it not literally Tether? Circle.
Not the Tether. It's a Tether.
Guys, is it Tether or not?
Circle and Tether compete, from my understanding.
Or is it USDC?
Yes, USDC. Exactly.
All right. So, thank you.
Before you continue, Trump ordering a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going in and out of Venezuela. And then Trump, Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest military around Venezuela, will only get bigger. Venezuela must return oil, land, other stolen assets. Oh boy. All right, we might have some geopolitical instability to end the year if this escalates.
Which is why gold's holding still,
100%.
in addition to the dollar.
Dude, I have not done any fundamental research on Venezuela. Maybe tonight I'll finally like read up on it. But I mean,
beautiful.
I don't know why we're getting involved as, yeah, I'm sure the people are beautiful, but boy, are we getting involved in this thing. Like,
I think Venezuela is like officially wasn't it like voted like the most beautiful people or something? Or was that Argentina? One of the two.
I have no clue, but I know they have oil.
Did I ever tell you about I hope my family's not watching. I don't know who's watching, but in high school, I was asked to the prom by a Telemundo now superstar. And I said no, who was from Venezuela.
Why'd you say no?
Because I'm a loser.
Wait, you weren't attracted to her or anything or something?
Something like that. Sabrina Sierra.
Dude, you could have been married to a Telemundo superstar and you faded it?
Yeah, what a loser.
Dude, you wouldn't be doing
Yo,
technical.
Jason, what everybody Google Sabrina Sierra. Yeah, my bad.
Okay, so anything else on Circle? Or
It's USDC. So, like, how good is this? They go look at the comments now. They see. Congrats, Thomas.
Does your wife ever watch the streams or no?
408.
Doesn't care.
Yeah,
Does she watches it sometimes?
sometimes.
Because Chris's wife will watch it and she'll be ready to pounce if he says some crazy shit. She'll be like, I heard what you said on the stream. It's hilarious.
She knows. It's funny because
She'll
I
literally
saw
go to
her
the
on
timestamp.
Netflix and I was like, what is happening?
It's crazy.
Anyways,
Okay, so Circle, you like it or you don't?
I think it's bottom. It's just not special. It's USDC. Probably better than Tether, but not bigger than Tether.
It's definitely not bigger than Tether.
No, but it's not like, I mean, it's just okay. It's just like, I don't know. It's pretty commodity. So it's not like they do anything with the token.
I never understood why people like Circle. Like, I get it's stablecoin, but the business model isn't exciting. The margins
That's what I
aren't
mean.
great. They give
Yeah.
up 50% of a lot of the revenue to Coinbase. They had a big Visa partnership today. That's why it bumped, but I don't, maybe, I guess I'm miseducated on the full stablecoin thesis for Circle.
Yeah.
Will it be bigger in 5 years? Probably as stablecoin adoption grows, but is it like super exciting as a crypto play? I don't know.
It's dollar pegged stable coin. So, I mean,
Yeah.
It's not a bad business. It's probably bottom. It's probably there. I think it looks it actually looks pretty constructive.
All right, guys. Last couple tickers. What do we got? Last few ones. You can give it. We did IREN
They want to
already.
know.
We did CoreWeave. We did most of them. The hyperscalers. Oklo.
Oklo.
Haven't looked at that in a minute.
Okay. You know, I'm just not really a fan, but it's close. I think this is close, also close to the lows. I think something like Oklo can get a bounce. This is the best support that you've seen in a long time.
I don't know if I could sleep at night on
Technically. Oh, no. So the bounce would be to 105, just under 105, just under maybe even 100 is what I'm talking about. Like here. Then you got to be cautious again. 101. But it's made the track. Maybe it goes sideways. I would just be, you just don't want it to lose 80 in strength, because this is that exact pullback. It's downside target acquired. It's retest of that prior area. It can go down slightly lower, like 75. It can, but I and still be possibly alive. But that's what I would be looking for, something like that. And I think that's come down all the way for now. Yeah, I don't want to short this anymore. This has been a short more recently, but I think you got to walk away and let it bounce a little bit. It's probably going to bounce. But is it a sustained bounce? It's a counter trend bounce. A firm, upstart, all of those, probably a little bit different. Squeeze central. I think you do this. Do this.
You like it here, even over SOFI?
Yeah. This is a different trade. Just think of the sector rotation. It's not a bank. SOFI's a bank. It's more. Did you say a firm or Upstart?
No, firm.
Okay. I was like, am I looking at the wrong chart? This is looking squeezy. And a firm does squeeze. Like, it's a violent squeezer. It's like Reddit 2.0. I don't know if you know, but like this guy and Upstart, when they go, it gets violent. So I could see 78s real quick. So we would watch this Thursday. Tomorrow's probably going to be inside day. Look at that. Is there a headline or something? Or no, this was just boom up into the. This is your rotation. And it's a really good spot. It's a really good spot too that I just missed. Dang. I just want to see its brethren. I don't know what's like messed up about this thing, but
yeah, I agree. Clarity Act is what Circle is waiting on as well. What about Coinbase? What do you think about that one?
Well, my thing is, if I'm doing any of these, you know what I'm doing. I'm doing HUD, going to HUD. But 240 already hit?
Yeah, it did. Dude, remember Bitcoin fell badly yesterday, intraday.
Yeah, if it can get through 260s, then yeah, you have another shot right back to the 300s. This is tradable right here, right now. This is really tradable. So over 255. So I like where crypto is for a potential bounce.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, if this can actually get, it should get to 265. You should see this near 265. If it can get through that, that has a potential bigger bounce.
Okay, Navitas, NVTS.
I don't know
Yeah,
that this
Coinbase
came down enough. Yeah.
Coinbase has an event tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, so I guess that could be a catalyst for them.
Okay. Well, I like the Coinbase spot for a bounce, at least to 265. This is the level. It's a level. It's a big level. I don't know. What are we doing here on this guy? I think this is a trader. I just don't know enough about it to really. Yeah, this is a spot. If it can get over 8, we should see a 20% bounce to just underneath 10s at least. And if it can trend over 10, this is a big deal. But I don't see it happening just yet. It's like it's sitting there. It's testing the lows because below 750, this is going to get ugly real fast. So this is basically NBIS 2.0. It's now or never, Navitas. Chitter, get off the pot. So those set up for a good risk reward, high risk, high reward. But you know if you're wrong pretty quickly.
All right, last one, then we will be done for the day. Again, Jason, thank you for being here, putting his Twitter in the chat. Please make sure to give him a follow on that and YouTube as well. He'll be live with me, Tanner, and Roy in about 2 hours as well. Nike, they have earnings on Thursday.
Long, baby, just do it. That was it.
I mean, maybe it's the tariff recovery play. Maybe it is.
Dude, how is it not?
I mean, no, it definitely would be, but it depends on Supreme Court. I think
We really need to look at it. How come I can't connect to the chat? Wow.
What, your YouTube?
I was trying to type in chat. StreamYard is just giving me a hard time.
You know,
Oh.
something about Nike is there's a real cult on Nike on X. Like, people really love that stock. You don't hear about it often, but people love that name.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
So
people are fans of Nike.
I buy this stock on like mega dips to my detriment. But, so like $60. I think, I mean, I'm already long. So I don't think that tomorrow, this is a guessing game. It reports on Thursday afternoon. But this is the laggard. It's the laggard. So all I would say is if you're interested in Nike, you can take a shot, but you're going to know real fast. And if it cannot get over 80, sustained travel over 80, it's not good enough. And it's probably coming back to 60. PayPal 2.0. So as much as I love Nike, I think you can see 73 very quickly in the after hours, but you need to see it hold through. And you need to see it hold through essentially this box right here. Otherwise, it's still in that transition period. And the new CEO is there, it's like a year, maybe a little bit more, not quite 2 years. It usually takes 2 years turnaround. Also, this guy is not, like he's an internal, he doesn't have like the pedigree of like some great CEO. He's homegrown. So we don't know exactly how he's going to do. So you're kind of taking a chance on that. Otherwise, if it doesn't go anywhere, I think that if Nike doesn't go anywhere post earnings and can hold 63s, then it rips into a Santa Claus rally trade, because that's going to be probably good enough. 64s, 63, 64s. And I would be good. So if you like it, take a small shot with the plan to, see how it turns out later. But these are the levels. It's got to get over and hold like 80. And if it can do that, triple figures, here we come. But
I feel like everyone's waiting for that Nike reversal too.
Yeah, I mean, the trend is retail. The mall trade is alive and well.
That's true.
Is Nike's trade alive and well? I don't know. I mean, but look around. A&F, my God, right? Which I just sold. But 87% in 20 days, 25 days. Hello. I sold, remember talking about I'm going to buy this VF Corp stock? I sold it. 13, 12 bucks or whatever. Okay, $20. That's a lot. What is your Amit's VSCO? That was your pick, right? VSCO is strong still. I guess VSCO goes through Valentine's Day, right? But good night. I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda VSCO over VF Corp. What the hell? Yeah, what are the other ones? I don't even know. It's not Levi's.
Lulu, Burlington, Urban Outfitters.
Urban, yeah. So my biggest, so these are all the small dogs. My biggest concern is like a Levi's, which is not bad, but because these are bigger, Nike's got a bigger hurdle to climb. Levi's up 22%. This doesn't look bad either. But it's a larger, and that's 9 billion. What's Nike's market cap? 100 billion. It's a bigger wall to climb on Nike. It's a behemoth of a company in this space. So, but the expectations are not that big. Yeah, Ruru's holding. Look at that. Look at that. Oh no. What's the Japanese company? Does the chat know? What's the Japanese company that does shoot.
Japanese company? Labubu?
Yeah.
The one that, no, that's Hong Kong.
Dude.
What? That's not racist. When I called you Korean, that was racist. Oh, SoftBank?
No. It's a
Uniqlo?
clothing. Starts with F. Uniqlo. But it's not Uniqlo. It's like fast something. Fast
Not
retailing. Fast retailing is what it's called. And they have an ADR.
Team. Okay, that's racist.
Yeah. I don't know. FR something. I don't know the exchange. NASDAQ.
All right, we got
If I click on one of these, you might freak out. Look at that. But that's Uniqlo.
There you go. All right.
Actually winning share.
Jason's Twitter right there in the chat. He'll be here in 2 hours. So we'll be live. It'll be fun, dude. It'll be fun to see what they can put up for us. So,
Yes. What are we having for dinner? Was it no, there's no football games. Do we party on these streams?
There's an NBA championship tonight. Spurs and Knicks.
What?
Maybe that. Well, there's an NBA championship tonight for the prediction markets.
Okay, so the quant is on NHL. I don't know. In regulation.
Dude, I've tried to look at the NHL prediction markets, but I don't know anything about hockey. Like it's really hard. I don't even know the rules outside of the puck has to go into.
You score goals.
Yeah, but there's
it's like soccer, but faster.
But they let you fight in hockey. Like they'll let two guys just fight if they get mad.
They fight a lot in the regular season. Not so much in playoffs and stuff. But
yeah. Jason, I haven't asked you, but do you want to come to the New York meetup? Or you want to wait till LA?
New York? When is it?
February 1st.
It's so cold.
Yeah. I feel like LA would be easier for Jason, but you're welcome if you can make the trip to New York.
You're not gonna make me is this wait a second. It's where are we staying?
Well, it's up to you. You can crash at my place, but there's a bunch of people crashing at my place.
Right. You live there. Crash at your place. You have a lot of people crashing at your place.
There might be 8 people crashing that weekend at my place. I was talking to Chris about it today. Chris was like, "Wait, how many people?" He's like, "Chris is like, I'm just gonna go hotel." I was like, "All right." Whatever.
Yeah, you're wild, bro. I forgot. You're how old are you? You're 20 somethings.
28.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. It's only for a couple of days, so we all know each other pretty well. So if I'll text you more details. But if Jason can't make New York, I think LA. He'll definitely.
It's not Manhattan though. It's like New York.
No, it's technically in Jersey, but it's 20 minutes from New York, so it's not really
Jersey.
Yeah, but it's very close to New York. There's parts of.
When is it?
February 1st.
February 1st. That's a long time away. Maybe.
Yeah, so if he does make it, it'll be awesome. If not, we'll definitely get him to the LA meetup. And
how far is Hoboken?
From New York?
From Jersey? From wherever?
It's 25, 30 minutes. It's relatively.
Can I drive?
Close.
Okay.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you should be.
Okay. I got some friends that I need to visit. Actually.
Hoboken should be close, so it should be that far. All right, guys, that's it. We'll be back at 8:50 for the Hood stream. Me, Jason, Tuna, Roy.
Very exciting. This is a good one.
If you haven't followed Jason, here's his Twitter and YouTube. It's in the description as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple hours.
Tonight is AI and prediction markets. Did they tease anything? All right. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah. All right. See you guys in a few hours. Bye, everyone.
Later.